Live.
Yay! Now don't forget, kids, to start your digital recorders.
Oh yeah,
started mine.
I have to start mine. All right, I'm recording.
All right, here we go. From the industrial wastelands of Michigan to the fruited plains of Iowa, this is the American Greed Factory.
Why will they do it cheerfully?
You are the dead. Remain exactly where you are. Make no move until you are ordered.
We burn them to ashes and then burn the ashes. That's our official motto.
Now we can see you. Clasp your hands behind your heads. Stand out in the middle of the room. Stand back to back.
Who can explain the fascination of fire? What draws us to it, whether we're young or old?
Here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
And welcome to the American Greed Factory podcast. This is Nathan.
This is Conlon.
Matt. Aaron's in the back here too, and Luke the cat.
Oh, who do we have in the back? Who's brand new to the show? What's her name?
Aaron. It's my lovely girlfriend, Aaron.
Oh, okay, good. So now that you're bringing girlfriends to the show, we'll never see you again. What's going to happen? It's like, oh, this is Matt's last appearance. Everyone say goodbye.
I'll be on again, don't worry.
Oh, okay, good.
And this cat one's on. Hey, I forget your name, cat. All right. Whee!
Well, there's other cats. There's cats appearing everywhere.
There's cats everywhere.
It's Reddit.
It's a regular cat house.
It's Reddit. It's a Reddit podcast.
They're about to fight each other for no good reason.
Cat fight.
Oh. Are they still doing that?
Yep, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
On cue.
Get the mic over there. Let's see what happens. Well, anyway, exciting show for you this week. Lots of cats.
Cats everywhere.
Yeah. Lots of pussy on the show this week.
Yeah, more than usual.
Oh, man. Let's see what I did have some news items. And I lost them.
Just then, we lost them.
Argentina's Jews. What's going on there?
I got nothing.
Nah, I didn't. That's not what I called up. I don't know why this is here.
What's Grayson been doing?
He's playing his Xbox 360 now. He's been off school. Well, he's been off school for so long that he's just getting bored out of his mind.
That makes sense.
He finished everything on the one. He's going back to the 360.
Yeah. It's time to go back and relive the glory times of the 360.
I like
But that's they have where is this? They have no
Here, go be with her. Run.
because it's been so cold here. They've canceled school Thursday, Friday, and then I don't know about Monday yet. But it's been.
I thought people in Michigan were tough. What's going on?
Well, it's the schools. The kids that walk to school. You can't walk.
People walk to school up there, isn't that? I don't know. That's interesting.
In Detroit, they do.
Do they across 8 Mile?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, nobody think anyone has a car or cares about their children. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that do, but you can probably count them on your hand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's. As a matter of fact, I remember the two girls walking to school last spring. They were late to school, and they said some guy was porking a pit bull.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And they ran away from him, and the people at the school were like, "No, come on, that's bullshit." And they pulled out their cell phones, look, and they sent the cops over there. And yeah, this guy was screwing his pit bull. So that's the adventures you have in Detroit walking to school.
Well, he was just doing a PSA because people say pit bulls aren't lovable. You know?
Yeah, they are lovable. That guy was sharing his love.
Mm-hmm.
He would have proved a point if he was getting a blowjob from the pit.
Please, no teeth.
Yeah, that would have been. That's a tough man. It's like, I'm gonna show you guys how this works. We're gonna share our love. No, this was the one I wanted to talk about though. Is the huge riot in the prison in Texas. They had to transfer like 2,800 prisoners. Because they basically destroyed the prison, and they have to find different places to store them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this is a prison for illegal aliens. So that means there's no rules. It's they don't have any standards. So they probably had 2,000 people in a prison made for 100. They so yeah, it was pretty bad though.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Oh yeah, they're full, and there's no like guidelines on them. You can do whatever you want to the people that are in them.
Nice.
So yeah, oh yeah. Well, and this is the stuff that they're trying to that judge is trying to stop about Obama's executive orders, so people can start the citizenship process. So they want to delay this process even further and have more of these type of things going on. So yeah, that was interesting.
Why do they want more of these things going on?
Well, they don't. It's just the more they delay this process and the more immigrants that get arrested and put in these places, the more this shit's going to happen. We have over 100 of these facilities all along the border. This is just one. One of these had 2,000 people in it, and so the news of these riots is going to spread all over this system, and everyone's going to start doing it at these places. So. But the Republicans are going to hold the line against Obama because they don't like him. He can't do anything. So that's what their plan is.
What a plan.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Some more parents tortured their kids in Detroit. That's a local story. This is another one of these, 12-year-old kid weighs 50 pounds and is told never to come out of the basement. And
Yeesh.
the neighbors finally knew about it.
At least it's not in Florida again.
Yeah, this is Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit's kind of the I don't know what
Sure.
you call it.
The Florida of the Midwest.
Yeah. No, it's like America's own third world country. I still like in what was that War of the Worlds spoof, where they're like, oh, Martians have attacked everywhere, and they had video playing, and it's like Detroit, you couldn't tell the difference, and it's like, which is that, before or after? And then oh yeah, and then the after picture was there was like one Martian machine there, everything else looked the same, like it didn't have any whoa. Yeah, I forget. Why am I fucking had all this shit ready to go and now everything's fucked up. Now I'm reading about Sudanese child soldiers. Where is all my...
That's a lot of random topics.
Yeah, it is.
Did
you remember Laser Cat Teen?
No.
The guy who took a picture of himself holding his cat and there was lasers shining around.
Yeah, I
And it
read
became
about
an
that.
internet meme. Yeah, he killed himself. I was trying to get the article to send to you, and I get a blank page and something about UNICEF and child soldiers. So
Now that instead of hacking and asking for money, people in Africa are trying to get help for Sunni soldiers. I get it.
yeah.
Very nice of them.
But anyway, put in Laser Cat Teen takes his own life so we can at least be talking about the same thing. God damn it. Oh, I see. Where the original article was posted, they want money from you. It's like, oh, okay. Well, these newspapers, it's about to die. Right.
That makes sense.
The Times-Picayune needs your money.
Yeah. They need my money, all right.
Detroit Free Press.
Well, even the free press is free.
Well, I bet you still have to pay for it.
No, you can read it online for free. Nobody cares. The Detroit Free Press is just a right-wing front group anymore. It's not really a newspaper. It's kind of like Fox News of newspapers.
Just him and Mike Jones.
Yeah, pretty much.
We filter it to be more sane.
Yeah. Well, it's just the only thing that Detroit Free Press talks about is look how fucked up Detroit is, and oh, let's say something shitty about the UAW. Oh, news day's done. We're through. Thank God our dear governor's saving our lives, saving us from poor people. Yeah. Anyway, did you find the article?
No. Was it sent to me?
No, I said look it up because I can't.
Oh.
I don't
heard
know.
it, but I was like,
I'm not going to sit here and read an article. We got a show to do.
entertaining podcast. Like, look it up.
Yeah, look at this. Let's all gaze at this and stare into the camera. Well, no, I wanted to send you this, but everything's all fucked up now.
Which story did you want me to look at? The Laser Cat one or what?
Yeah, Laser Cat teen kills himself.
Didn't say why, but I don't know if you left a note.
He just left a picture.
Yeah, just
I mean, his name's Draven Rodriguez, so there was probably a lot of things wrong from the beginning.
people spelling his name wrong. And...
No, I think that's his name, Draven.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's from Schenectady, so
Yeah.
whatever that means.
I'm Schenectady, New York.
Oh, I just thought this was one of those things. It's like, this is a huge cry for help. And he put that in your yearbook. Like that was his yearbook photo. And then it became an internet thing.
That was his first attempt?
Yeah.
We should have all taken notice.
Yes, at this point you should be like, oh, what is going on here? Of course, then like I said, then the internet grabs a hold of it, and it's like, holy fuck.
Anyways, we haven't had Matt on in a while. Matt, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Growing
The whole news segment fell flat and died because fucking computer did something weird.
I work for the news, somewhat. So.
Yeah, you changed jobs since the last time we talked.
I did. I now work for the last place station in the market. I used to work for the first place, so now I'm a loser. Yeah.
So you making more money?
I do get compensated more, so that's good.
Do you still work those bizarre hours?
I work the night side shift now, so I work 1:30 in the afternoon to 10:30 or 11 at night.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit. It's less vampire, I guess.
You don't walk around like you.
Yeah, I don't walk around like I'm like half asleep all the time, so that's good. I'm a little
That is
more.
good.
I'm a little more with it. But yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in isolation growing this beard. I hang out a lot with this lovely
You've been
lady
doing
to the right of me.
shrooms.
Yeah,
She crazy children.
and her crazy children I think are really cool. Because the 4-year-old Molly, she likes to watch the advertisements for YouTube videos. She never skips them. She loves them. I don't know why.
And cruise line.
Yeah, she watches like infomercials for cruises. Like I don't understand
And
why.
music parks.
Yeah, just and like people in Poland going swimming. Like I don't know.
And a grown lady that likes to play with.
And there's like this grown lady that has a twin that's really fucking creepy and has dead eyes, and she just plays with toys and like makes voices. And I'm like, why is this on the internet? And it's like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But basically,
Again, another cry for
Disney
help.
car toys or something like
Yeah.
that on YouTube.
just weird toys. But yeah, basically I'm a full-time photographer now for a news station. So yeah, like I did a story about drones on Monday, and a drone was flying right by my face. That was kind of cool. And then the rest of the week I went to a lot of meetings that were really boring. And it just, yeah, every Sunday I have to do man on the street interviews. They give me a question and I have to get 5 people to answer it, and then we do a story about it. And yeah.
How's that?
It
How's
depends
that
on.
treating you?
It really depends on the question. Like last week, it was about raising the interstate speed limit, so that was pretty easy to get people to talk about. Other times, they're like, "Oh, go find someone to talk about Deflategate." Like, no, who fucking cares about that in Iowa? I spent 3 hours on that, and I got like 2 answers. One of which
What do they want to raise the interstate speeds to?
this 5 miles more than 70, so yeah, 75 instead.
Do the math, kids!
So what people, this is a new segment called Do the Math. What's 5 plus 70? Everybody? 75.
75.
All right.
It should be 100 up there or over there. Because I remember when we drove to Grandma's and I was like, I should be going like 140 miles an hour. Just this is taking entirely too long.
Because there's nothing in between the cities. So.
No, it's like, look, grass.
Corn.
Corn, yeah.
Iowa City.
That's
Stop corn.
To boys.
when we went to Montana, they had the unlimited speed limits. Then they got rid of it. Now I think it's back again, just because there's nothing.
Yeah,
Nebraska.
nobody cares.
Yeah, Nebraska should have that. Right. I agree, Aaron.
But like you get there and they're like, well, they're like, I should get like a Lamborghini and drive 100 miles an hour, like 120 miles an hour down the highway. It's like the highway's not good enough for you to drive that fast.
Yeah, this isn't the Autobahn.
Potholes and
And then people are like, my tire rides.
slow people down.
I like it. Yeah, basically I've been working a lot and growing this crazy beard, but you know I'm back, better than ever.
Oh, good. You still work at the? So you said you're not working at the one place anymore?
I work for the last place station now, so the CBS and Fox affiliate. that's owned by a state. It's corporately owned instead of owned by itself, and it's Sinclair that owns like 90 stations. They're based out of Baltimore. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically, and they also like are very right wing. Like we air this like opinion piece by a guy named Mark Hyman, and I'm really mad at his mom for breaking her hymen because he's a dick and I don't like him.
Right.
He's just this bloviated right. Like he was talking about how the Constitution needed to be rewritten, and I don't remember why. I was just like, good luck with that. That's not happening. Like I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
We need to rewrite the Constitution so that black people and women can't be president because
Yeah.
it upsets the natural law.
That's pretty much seems like what he would say. He would probably be with that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, those people
Yeah.
are fucking nuts.
I mean, it's in the Constitution
Giuliani?
that.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Colin.
I don't know. Then we discern that the Constitution did say that Indians and slaves weren't people in the Constitution.
Yeah, they were. What's that called? The 3/5 compromise. It's like, well, you're 3/5 of a human being, so if you add like 4 of you together, you get 1 vote.
I love the terminology in there too. They don't call them slaves; they call them like contract workers.
Yeah.
Like you're under a life contract.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the book got that.
Anything to justify evil. Speaking of evil, I heard Walmart they're having raises. They're raising the starting wage to $9 an hour.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, you didn't hear about this?
Walmart always pays better than minimum wage.
Yeah.
The problem is like you're never gonna get full hours.
Oh, you can't get more than 40 hours.
Yeah, they still.
I've been getting the highest raises you can for the past 11 years I've worked there. So I just continually lose hours.
Oh, I see. That's
because they want to pay me exactly the same every year.
But so eventually, they're just going to be working like 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
So, like, we're good. We should keep in the ledger.
It makes $250 an hour, but it only works like 1 hour.
It's pretty good.
Well, I made employee of the month again. So.
Yeah.
Oh, how many times is that?
That's like the 4th time.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, they only give it to me because they're like, oh yeah, like nobody else did any better. Because like, whenever somebody like recognizes me and they see that like,
Wow.
no. See, the thing is, I do a really good job, and then like when they see that like every day I just do a good job,
They're like, oh.
they
okay.
get complacent. It's like, well,
They
he
take
just
it
does
for
that.
Granted, you say.
And then every once in a while, they're like, oh yeah, him. Because
I
I went on vacation for the month I got Employee of the Week, so I was more recognized for what happens when I'm not there than what happens when I am there.
I get it. It's like, so going on vacation kind of work. I get it.
Yeah.
So you should perform. Does Jared still work there?
Yeah.
You should do what he does.
No.
Thanks for showing up for work certificates. Like, congratulations, they don't have anything like Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
They like always recognize you for stuff. It's like, thanks for coming in. Thanks for paying me. Yeah, this is a weird relationship we're in. This is like a weird abusive relationship. It's like, we're glad you were here and sober at least 90% of the time. Oh, I'm glad the check's cash.
Yay!
I don't need much else from you. As a matter of fact, I need nothing else. I'm leaving now. What does the other guy do at Walmart? What should Conlon be doing at Walmart?
Watch out what Jared does. I don't know if Nathan
I'm not
does.
sure what you're referring to. Jared works in produce now.
Yeah, but he's a fuck up too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, his brother's there too, and he's working with me.
What is he doing
Nothing.
besides like being strange?
He's just being a horrible piece of shit.
Well, that's something.
How does this explain how this manifests?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he constantly drags his feet when he walks, so he's just being as lazy as possible.
Are you sure he's not practicing a zombie walk?
Possibly. I just want to punch him every time.
Zombie walking.
Yeah.
He intentionally walks back and forth between he leaves his cart away from where he's supposed to put all the stuff. So he's always walking back and forth. So he's wasting a whole lot of time just between that back and forth walking.
Let's do it. It's pretty funny actually.
He when I bring out a cart of stuff and work it, it's like a mountain of stuff. He takes 10 things out, and I get my mountain done before he gets his 10 things done.
Wow.
So basically, he gets paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
That sounds like, funny.
So in the end, he wins, right?
Yeah.
So you did it.
What he does is criminal.
Yeah.
He
Criminally
steals
good.
money. I mean, he's stealing it from Walmart, which,
They
whatever.
have plenty of money. They're fine.
But that would have gone to me.
Yeah.
Because you can give me more hours, and because and I was thinking when I was a car pusher too, like they literally would have to hire 4 people to replace what I did.
Yeah.
And they have since not been able to replace me, and the lot looks terrible every night. Like, by myself, I would have the lot clean every night. With 4 people, it's a mess out there.
That's amazing. Is
It
that what all
just-
this legalized marijuana is getting us?
I just find out the best way to do things. I found
Girl Scout booth.
mostly
Legalize marijuana.
the secret to my success
How
is
would
to shut
that
the
go
fuck up
over?
and work.
Yeah.
A pet shop.
That's usually what I do.
Cookies.
Yeah,
Perfect. Let's do it.
that's the only reason why I want them to legalize.
One
marijuana.
podcast at a time here, people.
We're having a second
I said
sidebar
that.
conversation.
Sidebar.
No, I said the one thing that I want them to do is legalize marijuana so that when I try to sell Girl Scout cookies, we can set up booths in front of head shops and sell more cookies. That's the only reason.
Oh, okay.
It's a good idea.
I'm 145 boxes in, and we got about another 100 to go.
We can
I'm
do
a Girl
that.
Scout mom. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I need-
crazy.
I need some Girl Scout cookies on Thursday.
Okay, see, I'm like 3
We got
boxes
some in the
so,
car.
yeah.
How
About,
much is a box of those now?
they are $4 now. We are now with the South because the South were for like the last couple of years.
Oh,
It's been
okay.
$3.50.
Well, it's a good thing you're catching up with the South.
Never heard that uttered before.
I know.
The South is more.
Iowa has now reached
South
parity
is
with
rose
Mississippi.
again.
They always said the South would rise again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In the Girl
Just-
Scout world.
And it just turned out to be South Africa.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they keep moving the
I was
cookies.
reading something somewhere that said like 68% of the people in Mississippi are obese.
That's a lot.
I eat a lot of fried chicken.
That is a lot. I mean, I'm obese. I'm not throwing stones here, but it's like that's
Well-
scary.
Yeah, we need to
That's
we need to get back in disorder because Mexico is beating us right now.
So is the UK, I think. I think they're moving up too.
Huh.
So we just opened a new Popeyes chicken.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Anybody? Popeye's chicken?
Yeah.
I've never
I
had it.
think I've been there once.
There's
Well,
been
they
like
just
a
opened.
line
They just
out on the
opened one in
street.
town like last week, and I had to go there because there was a traffic jam down the street for it. People
Yeah.
that were in, and I'm like, why?
Krispy Kreme opening too. We're just
Yeah.
a bunch of fat.
Anytime any fast food place opens
Well,
around here,
we
there's a
ha-
line around the block.
We haven't had Krispy Kreme here for like
I know.
5 years because like there was a distribution center in like I don't know Colorado
Yeah.
that closed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And they would come down here. And then
What
the
happened with
Casey took
Krispy
over Candy
Kreme?
Mart. Remember that? Like Candy Mart used to sell Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And then Casey took him over, and now there we have those shitty donuts
Fuck
instead of
them.
Krispy Kreme.
I want Krispy Kreme.
You can 10-second those things in a microwave, and they're like fresh as the next day they were. Sucks.
Krispy Kreme just like is not in the Midwest right now because of the distribution things.
Oh, okay.
Imagine being the Krispy Kreme guy that had to drive from Davenport.
That would
Liver,
suck and not
yeah.
eat them.
Delicious.
But yeah, Popeye's chicken opened and people lost their mind. And I was standing in their parking lot and it was like every black stereotype you could ever think of. And I'm like, this is horrible.
No.
You
Like,
should
I
have
don't-
started taking pictures and then
Do they have a refrigerator full of malt liquor in the place they were selling over
Were
the
they-
counter?
they're
Or?
holding 40
No, I didn't
plastic
actually.
bags.
Couldn't actually get in the store because there was that big of a line waiting to order. At the time I was in their parking lot, it was a 30-minute wait just to order your food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's still people standing there. I'm like, why?
This is
Like,
essentially fast food, right? This is not like.
yeah, it's like KFC but different. Like, have you seen the movie
Oh,
Little?
okay.
You've seen the movie Little Nicky, right? Do you know that one?
No.
It's featured prominently in that movie. But yeah, it's just like another KFC, but like more like Cajun inspired, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I've never eaten
Didn't
it.
Flavor Flav open up a chicken shop?
Flavor Flav did open up a chicken shop in Clinton, Iowa, and it did not go very well.
No,
I
didn't.
can't imagine that.
No, I think
Yeah.
it was more than that the chicken. It was
Oh,
like people were stealing money.
Yeah,
from
he
it.
wasn't. Yeah, his employees were stealing money from him. So
I wouldn't steal from the Flav.
no, he's really good at being a hype man. Not so good at looking at his account
What,
ledger.
did
but
he
that's
have
fine.
like some culinary degree, which I wouldn't expect that he had?
No. Remember
Probably.
that show? He had the whole show.
Flavor of Love?
Flavor of Love.
You know
Yeah,
what
that
the
was pretty
flavor of
weird.
love is?
Okay,
The flavor
ladies,
of-
make out with me one at a time. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know what the flavor of love is? The penis.
Yeah.
I was just his excuse to have sex with a lot of women.
Well, I mean, it's a good excuse.
Yeah.
We don't know if they had sex.
They didn't have sex. They were wearing the Mormon undergarments.
Yeah, they had their protective garments
The
on.
magical underwear.
Yeah, the magical underwear.
Well, is Flavor of Love the one with him and was it Brigitte Nielsen?
Yep.
Yep. hmm
Okay, that was
That
the
was
weirdest.
one.
That was the weirdest relationship ever.
I bet you he motorboated her a lot.
Who
His
wouldn't?
little cornrows going.
I mean, he'd have to get a step stool first, but yeah.
No, she just had to take off her high heels.
Yeah, that's true.
She wore a lot of pantsuit.
Flavor Flav. He's a national treasure.
He is.
Flavor Flav! Yeah, boy. That's what he says.
It was a lot more entertaining than even The Bachelors, though. I would totally.
Oh yeah, that's something I
hands down.
covered like within the last couple weeks. The current like Bachelor on ABC was in town. For
Yeah.
some charity thing. So I was in a room with 800 women that were getting drunk and like going nuts about this guy that hadn't even shown up yet. He was backstage, like he was at
Could you
this.
smell the love in there?
It was kind of moist in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was
Moist smell.
Just a bunch of like middle-aged
Musky.
women. Yeah, like because there was this. He's from this place called Arlington, Iowa, which like most small towns in Iowa have at least a tavern. This place has nothing. Like no stop signs. Like 400 people live there. It's just all like dilapidated buildings, and then.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so they're trying to raise money for like to build a rec center for some reason, and so they made this calendar with 11 other bachelors from this place, and I interviewed them, none of which had anything to say more than two-word answers. I'm like, so you're in a calendar? That must have been weird. Yeah, I knew the guy. I'm like, okay, like that doesn't help me, but thank you. And there was an old lady there that told me all the bachelors were ugly, and I was like, okay. And he was supposed to come out at some point, and like they didn't say when he was going to come out, so I just like staked out the side door that he was supposed to come through, and he showed up all of a sudden, and I was rolling, and all these women came up to me, like, hey, did you get any video of The Bachelor? And I was like, yeah. Can we take a picture of your screen on your camera? I'm like, I guess. Like, I don't know why you want this, but
Wow, that's really strange.
yeah. And he was just he was supposed to be judging, like they were auctioning off the other bachelors. He was just getting shit-faced drunk, like he wasn't even paying attention. He was just up there drinking like beers left and right. And like, okay, like.
That's one thing I've noticed on that show is they drink a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the only way, like
That's the only way to drown yourself.
only way to get those people on the show and make it seem natural is them to be completely drunk, because it's not really natural to never have met someone and show up and within like 2 minutes talking to them, I love you so much, I can't live without you.
He's like the
Well,
guy.
that is natural. That's called horniness, but yeah, there's just not much of the
No, that's
pretense
called
there.
being desperate.
Desperation.
Or
yeah.
desperate, horny, whatever. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Or desperately horny.
There you go.
Yeah.
There are people. Oh my
But
goodness.
there's
Speaking of horny, Colin, you watched something called Horns?
Yeah, watched Horns.
We watched
Nymphomaniac.
we watched Tusk.
Tusk. Yeah.
Tusk. There you go. Tusk.
Mhm.
Creepy ass movie.
Very creepy. Have you seen that, Nathan?
no, I haven't. Is that the latest Kevin Smith joint?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was inspired by a podcast that they recorded.
Yeah, it was from an episode that one of the Smodcast podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the episode like 200 something or other, and it was like Walrus and the Carpenter or something. So basically, like that movie is just gestated out of a conversation they had. So I decided we need to come up with a movie we want to shoot right now, and, it's got to be something where we put somebody in a walrus suit there.
It's already been done.
I know, but it's gonna be like, I don't know. I can't think of a different thing to do with that. I was thinking more of like, instead of making something into a walrus, like the animatronic band that used to be at like Chuck E. Cheese, and what was it
I
called?
love those guys.
Yeah, but
The
instead of
documentary was kind of awesome.
was it a documentary?
There's something like remember that guy that like bought those and he has them in his basement.
Yeah.
And he programs them to sing different songs on YouTube.
What?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yes.
I didn't know
So,
that.
you
That's
see,
Fuck yeah, I was probably making
There's-
porno movies with them too.
See, that's the whole angle of our
That's
movie.
just probably a different place from YouTube.
Is the
but-
guy sews those the people into
You've
those
never heard
robot
about
suits and
this
makes them fuck people, and that's the
Colin,
movie.
haven't you? Somebody bought the old Showbiz set. And,
Oh, the
like,
Showbiz
had-
pizza?
Yes. No, the Showbiz like gorilla
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that, and he put them in his basement.
And
He
he has
used
them
to
read Mein
program
Kampf.
them.
Yeah, he has them read Mein Kampf.
Maybe, I don't know.
Perfect.
But he like puts them like has them sing like new songs.
That's awesome. See,
I
this
I
is
would love to
fun.
see some talking bear like talk about and the pride of the German worker and the German socialist. That would be amazing.
I'd pay money for
Recite the
that.
Constitution. What?
Yeah, I love it. And see, that's why you're on the podcast, Aaron, because I didn't
That I know this weird shit.
You know weird shit. You spend a lot of time at work on Reddit.
I do. It's unfortunate.
She's like a researcher.
So what do you do? What do you do for work,
Oh my
Aaron?
goodness.
Aaron, what do you do for work? Do you want to say?
Okay. Yeah, I can say. I work for a gasket company, and they sell gaskets to railroad cars and like ships and stuff like that. So I put orders in for that.
Oh, so you don't actually make the gaskets or anything?
Oh no, I watch the guys that make the gaskets, I guess, but like they're like in the warehouse doing it.
Do they seem happy?
Yes, they
Really?
do.
That's
Yeah.
good. No labor unrest.
I used to be a graphic designer, and then I went into this for the money. 'Cause
Now, what is that exactly?
graphic designer, or
Yeah, I've heard people like you can go to school and learn how to do this. What does it? What does it mean?
You're
You-
basically able to do like brochures and Photoshop and like make posters. I'm like the last thing I did was I did the roller girls in our area. I did a poster for them. So,
Uh-huh.
but now I usually end up doing like invitations and brochures and stuff and business cards for other people. So
And being a shipping clerk pays more than that.
it unfortunately yes.
Wow, that's sad.
Well,
It is sad.
you know, like logos. You know, like the logo for our stuff, and like
Yeah.
and like those ads and telephone books. Like that's what graphic designers do.
I used to design those actually, and then they shipped them over to India.
Really.
And for
I have,
some reason, like I don't understand why, because like they'll do taxidermy ones and they'll put teddy bears in them. It's really sad. Like just don't understand.
What is that? Some Indian cultural thing they don't
Yeah,
understand?
there's a lot of them. They'll put they'll have like a Chinese ad and like they'll put some kind of Mexican dish in it. Like because they don't give a shit. They get paid like per ad that they do. So
Just
there's
like a plate of roaches. It's like-
Exactly.
Come on down.
Exterminators, they'll put like pigs in it or something. They don't
Why they do
Like
is that just the same reason they send everything over there because they work for pennies on the hour?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good model for everything.
yeah,
I think so.
I did a one time like with there like he had to pick a job that he thought would be interesting. You do a job shadow.
Yeah.
So I did a job shadow for graphic design, and we went to McLeod USA and watched them design stuff for like phone books. I'm like, well, I don't want to do this. I'll go back to making band logos and shit in my free time.
I did that for like 3 years. Though.
I just looked around at what my options were, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to the loading docks." What do you want to do, Nathan? Something that I don't know involves a lot of pain and emptiness. All right, we've got the job for you.
Isn't it all of us though?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do.
I remember, like I did the job shadow. I did the job shadow on a Friday, and everyone was just like talking about like how drunk they were gonna get.
And you're like,
well,
this
this
is
is
a good time.
That
depressing.
pretty much sounds like Yellowbook. That's probably why they're going under. at this
Probably.
point.
And also because they changed the name to Haibu.
And
Oh
then
my God.
and
What
then
was that about?
and then I was like in on some secret meeting where they were changing their process over for their CMYK printing from some company in India to some company in Israel or something.
Yeah.
And then they printed a brochure about a Palestinian state. And everything went to shit. It was horrible.
Well, they transferred
Nice.
everything over to India. The sad part is I worked on websites for them and I wrote content for them for their websites, and they shipped that over to India. And then they shipped over their customer service. So when the customers would call in to bitch about their websites that were built over in India, they had to talk to people in India.
Whose names are Kevin.
Yeah, named Kevin.
Yeah, look, my name is
And
Kevin.
had to bitch about them to the people that made their websites that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So
That's just corporate America absolutely not giving a fuck right there.
no.
As long once we get our hands on your money, could give two red fucks. And if we only get $500 out of you for what we're paying these people, we're way in the black. I mean, we're giving this guy a bowl of rice, and he can program C++. But you know,
I think
that's what happens when you live in a country when you have 750 million more people than you can ever do anything with. So you kind of get this weird deflation in what your effort's worth.
That's kind of sad, though, but yeah.
Well, that's why the world's grossly overpopulated, and that's, you can see why. Look at China and India. It's like that. Yeah, those people want a lot better than that, but fuck, it's Jesus Christ. What you got to even feed everyone. It's just on scales you can't imagine.
That's why they need Popeye's chicken.
It'd clog up some arteries.
Yeah, that could help a little bit. Attrition through fried chicken.
Well, that's what's going on here.
That's what's going on here.
What's going on in America? It's a big conspiracy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all bullshit aside, I do like my job. I enjoy my job. It's a lot of fun to watch people. Just the people watching alone is absolutely, it's mental. You just see things that you wouldn't see anywhere else.
My job's a little bit like that, but it's also a lot of waiting around to hear stuff on a police scanner and get sent to things. So it just depends.
I get my own office.
Where I work now, it's like just it's like my buddy Dave said. It's just an extension of a giant ghetto. It's just anything you can see happening in the hood, you're going to see happening at my work too, or hear about, or like women fist fighting in the aisleway. Does
it happen a lot?
It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens enough.
Does anybody
Keeps
ever?
things interesting.
Does anybody lose their wig?
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, does anybody lose their weave when that happens?
I don't know.
You should wear a weave to work sometime and get in a fight.
Not that I've heard of. I should.
Yeah. Like a bright red one that Monique would wear. That's what I would do.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and just a lot of desperate people, desperate lives being played out in front of you for your amusement. A lot of addictions. Yeah, pretty much.
I like it. My job's not too bad. I just wait around until they have me drive 40 minutes somewhere to point a camera at something, and then they air 10 seconds of it. And that's about that's my life. And then, unless I'm working with a reporter. One of the reporters I work with, he eats only cookies and Starbucks. That's all he eats.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen him eat anything but cookies and drink Starbucks. He's weird. I don't know his deal.
He's very tan.
He's very tan. They always ask me to re-white balance our live shots. I'm like, no, he just has the complexion of a couch. Like, he just looks like rawhide. I can't do anything about this. I've already white balanced 4 times. I can't.
So you said you saw the movie Nightcrawler.
Yes.
Which is kind of a freelance version of what you do.
Yeah, there's some like similarities. Like, I've seen dead bodies before at work, so I mean that's.
But you've never like gone into a live murder scene while it's happening.
Yeah, I've never done that or staged an accident scene, like moved the body closer to headlights so you could see it better. No, I've never done that.
Would there be anything wrong with that though if the person was dead?
That's extremely unethical and probably illegal. Like that's one of my main problems. Yeah, my main problems with the movie, like the stuff that he did in that movie, the cops let him get away with, like the whole end part of it, which I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because Conlon has seen it. But that would never in a million years ever, like, he would never get away with any of that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was entertaining, but, like, he would be arrested and he would, like, just be able to lie. And then it's just like, okay, that's, yeah. But it's
that is a genre of crime journalism, though, out in Los Angeles.
Oh, no, yeah, it's a very real
thing.
Yeah, I watched the, like, they talked to 2 of the people in the special features, like, there are these brothers from England that actually do this. And the one guy was saying, like, he has video of some kid shooting an AK-47 at him. And he's just like, I was rolling. Like, I wouldn't be rolling. Like, screw that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But
yeah. Then the main character in this movie was a nice guy, too. He would have a lot of redeemable characteristics.
Oh, man, he is so nice. I don't even know what word I want to use to describe that character. But I read something where they, like, said he was kind of like Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver and Robert De Niro in what's that movie where he's like he wants to be a comedian? What is that called? You know
the King of Comedy?
Anybody?
King of Comedy.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, it's like those 2 characters combined, like Travis Bickle and that guy. So like the the awkwardness of the guy from Kings of Comedy and then Travis Bickle combined in one person. And
okay.
Like for this movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, like he rode his bicycle to set every day and only ate kale, so he lost like 30 pounds and he looks fucking insane. Like his
eyes are actually bugging out of his head.
Yeah, because he's losing that much weight. Like he looks like Christian Bale in The Machinist, sort of. Like he's kind of. Yeah, he did a really good job in the movie. Like, and I think it's a good movie. I liked it, but I don't know. I don't buy him being attracted to Rene Russo like that, but maybe.
Crazy
Well, yeah.
people are into crazy shit. So
That's true, but it's very good.
Well,
and
you
I-
was just eating kale and riding a bike.
yeah, I would go crazy too if I was only eating kale and riding a bike everywhere.
Well, now he's all jacked because he like the Christian Bale thing. It was like, let's go from emaciated to now let's play a boxer.
That makes sense.
what's his next movie?
Southpaw.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that.
It's about a cat from the south.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
Puss in
the
Boots
Cat from the
sequel.
south.
Just looking
Yeah, Luke's in it.
Yep.
He's the son. They want him to
Where
use
did the
his back.
cats go?
Upstairs.
They went upstairs
To
to
fight.
fight and fuck. I don't know what they're doing. It's hard to say.
Fight and sit around the food.
Yeah, it's fun.
Just stare at the food balefully. That's what I
Yeah.
do anymore. Stare at the food.
Yeah, there's Aaron just bought this like sign. I have the picture of it if you want to see it, but it's like these 3 kittens, and it says every dog has its day, but the night belongs to us pussycats, something like that. I have no clue what it means, but it makes me laugh, so I like it.
Yeah, it's one of those random things.
I don't get the message, and like it probably is from another country. I'm guessing it's from India, and they're like, "This is funny." Like, okay, and they sent it over here, and people.
It's
buy
like in China where like kids are wearing like "fuck the police" T-shirts because they don't.
it. Oh, and
I really
like,
enjoyed all the Super Bowl t-shirts.
oh yeah, all the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl T-shirts. They have in Africa now.
Well, the fuck clothing is like that's like a genre in Japan. They'll sell clothes, kids, teenagers, anyone. It just
Old people.
yeah, and then sometimes they just say fuck. It's just the four letters, and they
Isn't
say
it Japan where they're dressing like Nazis on purpose? Like I can't.
yeah.
Because they're fucking tone deaf. They have no concept, and they're like, whatever. It's cool.
Well, they know there's something emotional attached to it, but they don't exactly understand emotions. So they just sort of glom onto whatever. It's like, oh, people are reacting to this. I'm going to keep doing this.
Well, Japan
This is what we
just
should-
continues to be exceptionally weird. It's like they're not having sex, they're killing themselves, and the population just gets older and older.
Yeah, they definitely have a problem with suicide there. It's like you don't want to. What was the one thing? There was a guy who knew where. There was an old guy
Yeah.
who knew where the woods were, and he could tell by how long the car had sat there. It's like, there's someone dead in the woods. Let's go find him. They'll find him in like sleeping bags and shit, because they'll take pills or do whatever, but they want to bundle up because they don't want to be cold when they die, and it's really weird,
That's
just
weird. That's
sad.
very weird logic. I don't.
Well, here's another. I don't know if you've heard this, Aaron, but it's like it's a shame to like kill yourself in Japan. So they get these parties together where they kill themselves together.
Yeah, you see, in the Western civilization, suicide's kind of a solo act. You don't really want to involve others and like, hey, come watch me die.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid together?
Yeah, cults in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, they do like Heaven's Gate and.
Well, that's cults. I just mean people that just want to off themselves,
Okay.
not because they think the Star Child is coming or something, but because they're sick of life.
I like that they had really nice shoes on.
Did somebody tell them that Godzilla was going to show up soon? They're like, let's kill ourselves.
Which ones? The Hailbot people?
No, in Japan, they heard Mothra was coming, so they killed
Oh,
themselves.
no, Japan, they just killed themselves because their lives suck. Because they
Why
put
did they-
themselves under tremendous pressure.
How would you even invite people over for that kind of party? So you want to kill yourself?
This is a killer party, guys. Come over.
They have message boards for it.
Really? So it's
Yeah, there's an article in the Atlantic.
I'm okay.
There's an article in the Atlantic Monthly called "Let's Die Together," and it's a Japanese language website, but there's no English version.
So
But you
basically,
can go to it, and yeah, it's people.
do these people even know each other, or are they just?
No, it's
strangers?
just like meet and die.
Yeah.
I hope they
How
fuck.
They
soon
just
would
like
they
get like
even
a
kill
hotel.
themselves?
They'll get like a hotel room, get like a charcoal grill, and just sit in there until they suffocate.
Yep.
Huh?
Or what's the one you were talking about? You said there was just like a place out in the forest where like they just all hung themselves together, and you could
Yeah.
see. Like,
Yeah, there was like it would look like weird. Like what's that from a distance? It looks like like- decorations hanging in the tree or something. But then you get up close, and it's like, oh, those are bodies. Yeah, they have.
You should have attached like something on them so they would have been like wind chimes.
So does that explain? Yeah, it's a nice ambient noise. Does that explain the uptick in the body weight?
Oh, a rotting corpse in the tree. Yeah.
Well, at least it would sound pretty.
Is that why
Yeah.
Can't Kill Yourself is shooting up the charts in Japan? Is that why?
Yeah, that's a problem. Well, the suicide rate is so high in some of those countries. Korea too. It's like off the charts.
North Korea or South Korea?
South Korea, where they keep track of such things. Nothing.
Yeah, no one kills himself in North Korea.
Nothing happens if negative.
It's always good.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Supreme Leader had a birthday recently.
That's why in
What are you
Russia,
talking about?
in Russia there was a serial killer that got away with for 15 years because they wouldn't admit that they had a serial killer there. It's
Yeah,
just
they had all the bodies. They just nope, no problem here. It was a gang of retards.
No, it's a gang of retards.
That was actually what they said. They actually told the press that it's a gang of retarded people who escaped from this thing. They killed all these children, even though the deaths were months and months apart.
Yeah, I don't understand how a group of mentally challenged people can.
They're usually pretty happy.
They just sit. They just sit around and
They just picked the lowest people in society and said, "Oh, they did it," because there's no serial killers.
Well, yeah,
that's a Western thing, not a Russian thing.
It also probably allowed them to just indiscriminately kill a bunch of of retarded people. Just
never miss a chance to AK a group of kids with Down syndrome down if you get the chance.
Check it off your bucket list, folks.
Yeah, well, when you're in Russia, you take entertainment as it comes. You don't get to pick. It's
bitterly cold there.
Yeah.
And Vladimir Putin's getting kind of stingy with showing off his pecs, so you gotta get something to get through the winter.
Russia, land of enchantment.
Do you think we're going here tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on this subject, but I like it.
Oh,
and in Russia, all they do is play Tetris and drink vodka. That's all they do. That's what I would do.
I like how the Condon was telling me about some of the video game developing over there, and they have it's just like everywhere else. They have a lot of smart people, but just not a lot of good infrastructure. And you have to pay bribes to the right local officials so you don't lose all your coding for that day when they shut off the power, because you're only in the Ukraine, you only get 5 hours of power a day, so you got to make sure to bribe the right guy so you don't lose all the shit off your servers. It's that's talk about we have problems here getting things to market. There it's the power might shut off at any time.
That sounds like great
Because
fun.
you're rendering something.
They had one time they were coding on battery backup with candlelight.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Well, that's
When you give retards a chance, they don't kill people; they make games. It's positive.
Told you that thing I heard about in Germany where they that's where they've invented the test to see if your children were going to have developmental problems.
What does the test entail?
It's just a genetic trace of some kind.
Okay.
They've had it since the 90s, and the Germans have been vigorously, we got to have this. They say there's no people left in Germany with Down syndrome. I think the last one died 2 years ago. It's if they think there's anything wrong with your kids, just abort them and start over again. It's so common over there.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, that's the Germans too.
There was just that guy that's saved his kid or something. He had Down syndrome, and the mom was supposedly wanting to get rid of the kid or put it in an orphanage. I don't know if it was in.
Oh, yeah.
But it ended up being a total farce, and the mom's saying that she really wanted the kid, and the guy took it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I think it was a scam though. I think they were trying to let's set up a bogus charity, and I'll play the asshole, and you play the nice mom, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle and split the money. It's
Exactly.
wow, that's a great. But it works, Remember the KFC girl that supposedly had burns on her face, and the customers and the managers are like, "You disgust me! Get out of here!" Shit that people would never do to a little kid with burns. I mean, maybe one dude would, but they had to. They had a Facebook thing and a Kickstarter raise money for this poor little girl. None of it was real. The girl wasn't burned. It was a crock of shit. But the nation reacted. What turned out to be was this mother just wanting to make a bunch of money for her kid. Which I say, give her the Kickstarter money. You earned it. I mean, you're showing the gumption.
Yeah, that takes a lot of time.
When you look at the story. When they say the manager of the KFC came out to this supposedly burnt child, and it's you must leave, you're disgusting, or that would never fucking happen. If you just look at it, it's nobody does that. I mean, people might get up and leave, but they're certainly not going to like
They might hand
spit
the
on the
kid-
burnt child as they
Yeah.
walk out.
They might hand the burnt child a wet nap and say, "Clean the schmutz off your face," but
Yeah.
it's like that would never. That's the most they would do. If you have money, they're not going to kick you out of it. If you're
Yeah.
buying food, they don't care.
Hey, speaking of Kickstarters, did you see that Exploding Kittens is the most backed Kickstarter of all times? Have you heard of that game yet?
For real? Like,
Yeah, there's this game called Exploding.
oh, it's a game. I thought they were
Yes.
actually going to blow up kittens.
No, the guy that makes Oatmeal, the cartoon Oatmeal, and
Okay.
two other like game developers made this game called Exploding Kittens, and it's kind of a card game, and it's like the whole
Did we just drop again?
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
You have to get the exploding kitten, or you're out of the
No, we're
game.
here.
And so you have like a whole bunch of other cards, and they made like I think $10 million, and they only wanted to like make 10,000.
Oh.
And they got like all these backers, and then they had these people on Facebook where they said like they had to be bearded kittens, and so they had to take their cats and make their cats like beards, and they had to like do all these things to like make the packs bigger. It's fantastic.
Huh, I've never heard of that.
Someone's looking it up.
Yeah, and we're
I got the not safe for work version of it, so I'll have to bring it over and give it to Matt, and he can show you guys.
Oh, okay.
It's not coming out until like July.
Huh.
Is it a physical card game? or is
Yeah,
it-
it's
okay,
gonna be a
okay.
physical card game.
Okay.
But they haven't made it yet. Like I almost made $9 million and had 219,000 backers.
It was a it was a $10,000 goal.
Yeah, they made that in the first hour. They made the $10,000 in the first hour that they put it online. But then there was a whole bunch of other stuff that they had to do to make the kit bigger. So they had to put like 10 Batmans in a hot tub. So if you go to like their Facebook page, they have all of the stuff that people did. And then they had like 8 Spider-Mans in a canoe or a kayak was another one. And then you had to make like potato kittens, so that people make kittens out of potatoes. There you go. There. Yeah, Conlin's on it. I don't remember the rest of them. You had to beard your cat, so you had to make your cat like look like your beard. Oh, it was Attacking Back Here was another one. I don't remember the good one. It's pretty damn awesome.
I agree.
I'm so
I've
excited.
never heard of this.
It's gonna be like Christmas Day when I get it in July. Oh, it's gonna be Christmas in July.
Yeah, perfect.
Woo! High fives it.
Not just for furniture sales anymore.
It's for Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
They came like back with these ones where you can like block them. Like, I don't remember. There's a whole bunch of things about goats. I don't know. Who doesn't like goats and Exploding Kittens?
Goats are weird.
They
They got sideways eyes and they eat cans and they walk
Now, I
on.
know there is a game called Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
What? Goat Simulator.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Dorito commercial.
Oh,
with
yeah.
goats.
Oh, goats.
That was fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Or the baby goats that faint.
Oh, yeah, fainting goats.
Oh.
I do like the fainting goats.
Me
Did you see
too.
the one where the video?
I try
where
to
they put
emulate
on
them in my daily life.
metal?
They just faint randomly.
No, did you see
Yeah, when
the
people
goats?
ask stuff of me, like, Nathan,
Yeah.
I need you to do this, just go like,
Faint. It's a good way to get out of things and go to the hospital when you
Fake
don't want to.
epilepsy? What?
Yeah, fake epilepsy, yeah.
I have social narcolepsy.
Just have to learn how to bite yourself on command, and you'll be okay.
That could probably work. It wouldn't be that hard to do.
You know? You have really good bladder control, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta practice.
yeah.
What was we were watching the Big Bird and Obama today on what's his name show?
Bill, you know Billy Eichner? You know who that is? The guy that yells a lot, the Craig on the street.
He's in Parks and Rec. He plays Craig.
Anybody?
Yeah, I know he's like the secretary from the other town from
Yeah.
Parks and Rec.
He did something with Big Bird and Michelle Obama, and then some just random lady that he had on a couple times. That
Probably his mom, but no.
it was like some older lady that was really attracted to One Direction, and she never had a computer but just got an iPad. And yeah, it's very strange. But it was, yeah, and he had Michelle Obama say that Ariana Grande was talented, which I thought was ridiculous, but that's okay. So yeah, it was all about eating vegetables. Because now they're putting like Sesame Street characters on vegetables. That kids eat vegetables. So
Oh, they just
Can't
need to
choose what
give
they
it up.
buy.
yeah, I don't know if it works or not, but
I had freeze-dried vegetables the other day.
How is that?
That's fine. It's like
Freeze dried?
Yeah.
So they're both freezed and dried.
it's like you know, like you ever had like freeze-dried like banana chips or like the strawberries they put in like cereal and stuff like that.
okay.
It's like that, but like vegetables. So it's like crunchy, but it's also dry.
Are you not talking about veggie straws, are you?
No.
Because those are damn good.
No, those I think those have potato flakes in it, so I can't have those. This is just
Oh.
straight up freeze-dried vegetables.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, I can have anything I
I feel like you're
want.
bringing up a bitter subject.
No, I can have anything I want. I just if I want to get fat, I need to control myself for 6 days a week.
Makes sense.
I've just embraced obesity.
Me too. Let's go get Ben and Jerry's.
Okay. Ben and Jerry's.
No, did you see Jimmy Fallon got a new Ben and Jerry flavor?
Yeah.
Another
oh,
one?
Man. Yes.
Is it
No.
is
no,
it just a
that-
new one, or is it or they just changed the name from his old one?
It's a brand new one.
Brand new one.
Okay.
And I don't think they're selling that one.
It's like
They got rid of Late Night
They-
Snack.
I think I don't know. They have Steve, whatever his name is.
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
American
is the one.
Dream.
Yeah.
I don't know what this one's called. What is this one called? You know?
Something, I don't know. But it looks
Crap.
So,
so
it was
good.
something like
It's something like play on like Tonight
he
Show
did
or
like
something.
this
Yeah.
video where he set up like a fake booth in a Ben and Jerry store, and he was behind it, and he had like a spoon with a hand, and he was trying to feed the people, and I didn't realize it was really him trying to feed them, and so he's moving it away from people, like when he's trying to when they're trying to eat the ice cream,
Yeah.
and then he ends up sticking his head out of his head hole, and showing them that it really is him.
The Tonight Dough.
There
Yeah,
you
there
go.
it is.
It looks damn
That's
good though.
funny.
Oh, there's a video of him sticking his head out with the robot arm.
They cut it off though before he turned it into a glory hole. So it was like that wasn't safe for work.
That's not safe for YouTube.
No.
Then my daughter Molly would find that. And
Oh no, yeah, we don't want to type that into.
Please
YouTube
sign in your
while we're
account to
on.
verify your.
How many Netflix accounts do you have, dude? Like 3 of them popped up there.
Yeah.
Wow. And kids version.
Yeah.
I see how you roll.
That just went there automatically.
No, I see how you roll.
Hmm.
You're just a kid at heart.
That's my alternate account. I need to watch Barney. Nobody else can know.
Well, Lucy or Molly will come over and watch Happy Birthday Barney with you.
Don't ever watch Caillou. That makes me want to kill myself and go to Japan.
Cancer?
Yeah.
Cancer Boy?
Yeah, Cancer Boy. Yeah.
I just really love.
Remember the weird rumors about Caillou? Like the
Uh-uh.
woman that voiced him killed herself, and it's all bullshit. But as people came up with this dark inner story for Caillou, like it's
Good.
like,
He's weird.
Somebody's got to have something wrong
There's
with them to
some-
come up
yeah.
with that show. I hate it.
Well, and
it's
the-
Canadian. That's
like,
one thing that's wrong with it.
6-year-old.
Yeah.
It teaches a bunch of
Like a man.
pacifistic bullshit to kids. Do what your government says. Embrace your parents as the authority figures that the government really is.
Well, then my
Listen
daughter
to
went
us. Drink.
gay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. And the ducks are ducks. I don't understand that.
Who?
And Peppa Pig.
Oh, Peppa
Do you know
Pig.
you know what I'm talking about? Have you watched Peppa Pig yet? It's like a
Mhm.
UK one. The pigs can talk, but yet the ducks don't talk, and the ducks are actual ducks, and they feed them bread. I don't understand. How can one nobody?
It sounds like a nod to Orwell's Animal Farm.
Probably.
Like the ducks are the proletariat and the pigs are the,
The bourgeoisie.
yeah, the pigs are the bourgeois capitalists that are undermining
Oh,
the
yeah,
socialist
yeah.
paradise.
Yeah, I can't decide whether I hate Caillou or Peppa Pig more, because Peppa Pig's like boring as hell.
See, this is what happens when you date a girl that has 2 children
Yeah.
under the age of 6, and you end up watching really weird ass bullshit stuff that you've never thought in your life.
Or
you'd
the
ever
same
do.
episode of Barney like 10 times in a
Yeah.
week. It's
Or
like
listen
My
to the
son
same
was
CD,
into
like, 20
Night
times in a row.
Watch. He was that age.
Night Watch.
He thought that was a cool movie to watch. I never understood his obsession with
Mine
that.
is-
He just watched it over and over and over again.
Molly watches Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure gets watched.
It's kind of along the same lines.
Auto-tune. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
it's
that's
started.
I just watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off a lot.
There you go. Did he ever get that day
At
off?
4? You watched it at 4?
I don't know. I was watching at 4.
I watched The
It's
Buddy
close.
Picnic.
I think I was watching it around 6 or something.
That's
I
not a
bet you
bad
watched a
movie.
lot of
Yeah.
Muppets. I see a lot of Muppets in your childhood.
I love MacGyver.
There you go, MacGyver.
Because he didn't do anything with a spork.
I like
And some duct tape.
Yeah, MacGyver's pretty cool.
But they're having like a weird like competition to make a new MacGyver.
What do you mean?
Really?
Yeah, it's like basically like they want somebody to write a new. It's like an open competition to write a new MacGyver and basically see who can come up with the most creative MacGyver shit, like but like realistic, but like using like engineering and shit like that. And then they want MacGyver to be a woman. Like,
Okay. Why not?
What, are they doing a spin-off of Ghostbusters? Like doing all women Ghostbusters?
There you go. I think
I
It's
don't
gonna turn women now.
I think that should be a thing.
now we're gonna have a
Lifetime,
woman president, and everything else is gonna go to shit.
all
I'm
women
joking.
and stuff. I think Lifetime should just like do alternate programming where they just remake every classic TV show but with all women in it. That would be hilarious.
You just like a good cry, don't you?
I do. That was a good cry.
Oh, you and me both.
I just like to cry it out once.
I just like to stand in line at the bank and just openly weep. Before I even get to the window. What's my balance? And then just leave.
I like to go up to strangers and hand them knives and yell out names randomly as I run away.
I think that works too.
It just definitely leaves like, what are we doing? What's going on?
Sometimes when I have to go interview people for the Man on the Street segment every week, they'll like people will go, I only ask them for their first name, and some people will go, I don't want to give my name. I'm like, just make up a name. I don't care. And it's like, you can call yourself Fuckington. I don't give a fuck. Just give me a fucking answer. Like, I just want to go home. Let's stop.
You should just tell all of them that their name is Carl.
Yeah, everyone I talked to today was weirdly enough named Carl. Even all the women, all named Carl.
One was spelled with a K.
Yeah, one with a K, one with a C, one with a Q. Go figure. I have no fucking idea what happened. I did interview 3 Toms in one day though for that segment. I also interviewed a guy that was obviously high. He had bloodshot eyes, and I knew he was high because he asked me where he could find rolling papers. So, and that's why
That's a good indication.
Yeah, well, that's why he talked to me because I googled it so he would do the interview. I was just like,
man, do you know where I can get some zigzags?
yeah, I looked up where the nearest like smoke shop was so he'd
I hope
talk
you
to
did that on
me.
your work phone.
What's
I
that?
hope you did that on your work phone.
I sure did.
Okay, cool.
I have a work phone. That's one of the good parts, and I got 2 free winter coats, so that was exciting. An LLB one and a Columbia one. So
That's nice.
yeah.
I always
Are you
liked
showing
LL
off?
Bean.
Is that what you're doing?
What's that?
You're showing off?
I'm just showing off my news swag.
I can get gaskets all I want.
Ooh, gaskets.
Ooh.
You got gaskets.
Ooh, yeah. Coming out of my ass. No shit.
Yeah, that would sound painful.
It does. I'm not going there.
And I'd go in there.
I can have all the gum erasers I can possibly imaginally want.
It's a lot of
It's
erasers.
fantastic. Yeah.
Colin? Thoughts?
So I'm bringing over your Girl Scout order later, Conlon.
Yep.
What's that?
You want some Girl Scout cookies?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, sweet.
What
Thursday.
kind?
There's no new flavors this year.
Thin Mint and peanut butter. Whatever.
Patties or sandwiches?
Sandwiches? Oh wait, no.
Which ones have chocolate on them?
I'm only asking you this because
Pretty
it's being
much.
recorded, so I have proof that you've
Patties.
ordered cookies.
There's a contract.
I like to take the Thin Mints and then I take a jar of peanut butter and just have the whole thing.
But you should just open up a roll.
That's good.
Like slice it open, and then just put peanut butter across them,
I like it.
and like banana boat it. That should. Oh, we should banana boat those. Those
Yes.
would be fun.
Yes.
Is that a smartwatch, Matt?
No, it's just a regular. Well, it's got a smiley face on it.
Well,
It's a dapper watch.
Yeah,
You can't fix that.
I've looked at the manual many times. It's stuck on military time, and I never set it on military time. So
And then an alarm goes off at like midnight.
yeah, every night at 12:23 it goes off, and I never set that alarm, so I don't really understand.
That's exactly when the nuclear bomb went off over Hiroshima.
Oh, really?
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I have no idea,
I should
but
see if I can get in there and set it for 420.
yeah, set it for 420 because when I first started at KCRG, I guess I came across as a stoner, so people like the first year I
You're
worked.
half asleep. All the
Yeah, I
time.
was half asleep all the time. You're right. And the weed I stole out of my car. No, I'm just kidding.
You haven't tested an illegal drug in your life. What are you
I have not, unless chocolate counts. And
talking about?
and Girl Scout cookies and top.
He did buy 12 boxes.
I did.
12.
It's
do,
not
do any of you like really dark chocolate?
Yeah. You
Okay.
have some,
This is like dark chocolate,
but it isn't.
but it's not.
What is it?
It's an unboxed episode of American Read
Laxatives,
Factory.
don't take it.
Thanks to your
Laxative.
people on it, we have metabolate.
He's trying to make you poop.
Oh, is that from Joe Rogan's group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe Rogan
It's-
makes confectionery
It's like-
treats now.
It's like no sugar-free, dairy-free, guilt-free. It's there's no sugar. It tastes like chocolate, but it's actually like I think it has chocolate extract, but a lot it's actually made out of like cayenne pepper and other shit. That's retained extract.
Keep Matt regular. You give me
No,
some poop.
he'll be fine.
Thanks.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
It's cool. So Joe
If you
Rogan
farted
actually
a lot later
has.
because of this, I'm gonna hurt you.
Okay.
Some raunchy ones.
I do.
You bring like tears in my eyes sometimes.
It's
So how much was that bag?
I think it was like $12, but then it was like $5 from shipping, which was bullshit. But oh well, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Why
What
did
was
you
I thinking about?
spend that much money?
Curiosity.
That better be like mind blowing, like orgasmic chocolate to spend $5 on shipping on one bag.
Not bad.
I mean, it doesn't have all the sugar and fat in it that chocolate does. That's the
Yeah.
kind of point.
Not mind blowing, but it's like something I can have on my regular
Yeah.
days,
Oh,
so it doesn't screw up my
It fits with his diet.
there you go.
keeps my metabolism going because I have no metabolism.
It's just stagnant,
Every calorie is sacred.
like a lake.
Hold on to those calories for the famine that is bound to come.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's what I say to my stomach every day.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on to these guys.
Hold it.
Never let them go.
So does Joe Rogan still have a deprivation chamber or whatever, a sensory?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he goes to. He used to have one. Now he goes to a place, and I think he's having one built.
Huh.
But the technology gets better on it every year or so. I think he's going to a place now.
Huh. That's interesting.
It's called Float Lab or something like that.
What's that?
I don't know. Listen to his podcast. He actually does a real podcast that's entertaining. You can find out a lot of things on there.
This is a fake podcast. Like, this is all in,
Semi-podcast.
all in our minds.
Yeah, we're visiting.
We're all in a snow globe, and a kid with autism is shaking it.
We're misinformed together.
Yay!
We're wrong as a group.
Group podcast.
All right, let's pause just for 1 second so I can
Station
reset my
identification.
recorder.
Okay.
No, so my recorder doesn't overload.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, and I'm recording.
All right. Do you want me to?
Yeah, stop yours because I can't. I got to do yours in two bites too.
All right. Hold on. We're still in the air though. Just
Yeah.
let you know. Let everyone know. Don't get
I
in.
haven't taken my drawers off yet.
So we can't get naked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the YouTube might send us
Feel a great sadness.
What's this one?
We were gonna start making out earlier, but you know,
That can still happen.
I don't want to get shower. He's referring.
There's a way to put
Yeah, that's the Jeff. Yeah,
That likes me.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bridges.
yeah. I was like, what is that on my soundboard?
Did you have French turkey?
I'm recording.
All right, I'm recording.
It's the hairiest one I've ever seen.
And now that we're back, I don't know if anyone's heard or not, but Bradley Manning, we are, as taxpayers, we're going to pay for his sex change operation. I don't know if anyone remembers who Bradley Manning was.
The dude that helped Robert Snowden.
No, they weren't related, but they
As long as
both
it's
gave
not
Julian
Jenner.
Assange.
Oh, Julian Assange. Okay.
Yeah, they both gave him secret information. And, you know,
Go ahead.
I always thought that was a weird thing. I mean, my understanding was if you're in the service and you betray your country, that,
You get
well, it's, yeah.
sentence.
It's special.
You don't get to hang around in prison and play Miss Pretty Puss, but oh well, I guess this is the new America.
Well,
This is Obama's America.
Oh, we haven't executed anyone for treason for a pretty long time. So.
We need to start. I don't think that that's the thing to do. It's just like, yeah, let's betray people. You know, this is going to help. It's just like Edward Snowden. I always want to say, oh, thanks for launching the conversation. I love that this information's out here, but unfortunately, you got to die. Because if you just let people keep doing this, then that's what they're going to do for their whatever their weird political pathologies are.
well, I think instead of executing people for treason, we should just change them to the opposite gender, whether they want it or not. That should just be the penalty. Yeah, forced
And then
sex change.
send them into the
Yeah.
camps with the legal
Yeah,
immigrants.
send them into the illegal immigrant prisons. Good idea, Aaron. And then yeah, so then it'll be like a reality show.
Gang rape is better than execution?
I think
I think so because they
Yeah,
they have to
maybe.
continually be gang raped, and it's more of a punishment than dying once.
you just don't give them any lube.
Yeah, you don't give them any lube. Yeah.
It's fun to see. Who does that hurt more, the raper or the rapee without lube? I don't know.
I think
I
it's
think
a
the
mutual
rapee.
thing.
No, I think we think the rapee.
It's more of a how
Because
much.
they'd probably be using
yeah.
like that soap that they have in prison.
Oh yeah. On a
Burn
rope.
it after a while.
Just
Yeah.
do it porn set style. Just enough spit, and you're
Your
good.
hand. Yeah.
That's what Shia LaBeouf did in Nymphomaniac. He spit in his hand. You seen that movie at all, Nathan?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
That
We're
one.
about an hour in right now.
hmm
It's kind of
It's weird, but it's okay.
the fishing analogy.
There's a lot of analogies between
Fly fishing.
fly fishing and sex. It's kind of strange.
And a
Okay.
strange man that, like, this old man that really wants to know about her being an info and, like, putting analogies to fly fishing.
This is a lot like fish psychology. Sure it is.
It's like going upstream and.
Yeah, she was talking about like one story where her and her friend were like made a bet to win candy about who could fuck the most people on a train, and he's like, this is just,
Like, this is like going up a stream.
yeah, and this is
picking
just
out
like
people.
how the bigger fish get the better spots in the river, and blah blah blah. It's like, what are you fucking talking about?
Well, it is similar to spawning, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was just
Um,
really strange. And then like the main character, this guy was like traveling home on the train because his wife was ovulating, and he was trying to save his sperm because it was like really potent or something, and she like forced him like to let her give him a
She didn't push
blowjob.
him. He's kind of like, don't.
Yeah,
Stop.
he didn't really put up much of a fight, but yeah, she just gave like an angry blowjob, and then she was eating candy, and I'm like, doesn't that candy taste rank now? Like, I wouldn't want to eat that candy. I don't know, but yeah, so
Sounds like a weird. So it's just a movie about nymphomaniacs, huh?
pretty much,
About
yeah.
what?
Well, this one lady, it's like her telling her life story. Like the beginning of the movie, when she first starts telling this guy about how she's a nymphomaniac, she's like, I discovered my cunt when I was 2 years old, and it's like, what?
She said what?
She goes, I discovered my cunt when I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Lars Van Trier.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
if that helps at all, that's too many.
That explains it. Yeah, it actually opens up all the doors.
Yep.
Like, yeah, okay.
So far, it's been better than Dumb and Dumber.
Dive on their
Yeah.
holes. Their precious, precious holes.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber 2, we watched that today.
Because the two movies we wanted to watch weren't there. We
Yeah.
wanted to watch Birdman or The Theory of Everything, and those weren't there.
One of Oscar winners, but you got the bottom of the
Yeah, we
barrel.
got-
I know! Yeah,
We got
exactly.
the-
I was like, son of...
Yeah, so instead we got where Jim Carrey and I always forget his name. Jeff Daniels like doing an impersonation of a better movie. It's like
Yeah, pretty much that's what they were doing.
Was it a bad movie? What was the buzz around it? I didn't really watch it.
if
It
you
was
saw
horrible.
if you saw the trailer, you saw enough of it.
Yeah.
It was not good.
I wonder how they could fuck that up.
Well,
They didn't really fuck it
Do
up.
the same thing you do the first time.
it was basically like
That's
they were,
exactly what they did. They did the same thing they did the first time.
imagine, let's say, for instance, like the original lineup of Van Halen got back together. and
Let
they-
me stop you and say this is the problem with every comedy sequel, is that they just try to make the same movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of forced to do it. Kind of like how Ghostbusters is being forced to be made.
Well, people have run out of original ideas, so like, let's just remake
No,
this.
they're not being forced to remake Ghostbusters. It's just we're around that point where we're remaking movies.
Well,
I mean-
yeah.
And since Bill Murray didn't want to and the other guy died, then they're like, oh.
Well, they sort of made another Ghostbuster movie with the video game, because there was a video game that was endorsed pretty much by Dan Aykroyd,
Oh, gotcha.
and they wrote it, and that was kind of like the last of their, because that was full of like Dan Aykroyd's nutty bullshit, like
Paranormal.
yeah, other stuff like that. That was like that was his love letter to his idea of Ghostbusters.
I want to see. I still want to try his vodka.
Oh, yeah, Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull vodka. Oh, did anyone see the Saturday Night Live reunion?
Yes.
The 40-year? Yeah, that was a sad
We
trip
missed the
down
last,
memory
like,
lane,
half
wasn't it?
hour.
We missed the last half hour.
Yeah, so.
I just
I
thought
didn't
it
see
was.
the Wayne's World one. I really want. The Alex Trebek one was
Celebrity
amazing.
Jeopardy, yeah.
It was Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, I liked it when Bill Cosby showed up at the end. I'm going to show you my drink mix. I'll mix my drinks.
That was recorded in July.
I just thought it was interesting that Eddie Murphy like didn't do anything besides like thank Chris Rock for his introduction, and then he like he tried to throw it to break and they didn't go anywhere. And he goes, "Remember when you're supposed to do that?" And then they finally went to commercial. And just like, and it turns out like he was supposed to like be Bill Cosby during Celebrity Jeopardy, and he refused to do it.
Yeah.
And then, so then Bill Cosby was like commending him for having the courage not to like make fun of him, and it's like, what? It's like, okay.
Oh, that's a sad universe there.
That's really weird, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah, Bill Cosby was one of the few guys I thought it's like nothing bad could ever come out about this guy. He's just too good. But,
Did you actually see it then? Did you watch it?
yeah, I watched it today.
Did you see? Did you like Bill Murray doing the theme from Jaws? That was awesome. You bastard, Jaws! And he's just, and behind him on the TV screen is this Jaws like continually biting into the boat over and over again.
Yeah.
You're telling me that they didn't have rights to
Yeah,
use
like
that?
the reason that they could use the actual movie is because they were like debating, like Lorne Michaels didn't want them to, like we can't get the rights, and then they're like, fuck, Steven Spielberg's in the audience, just go ask him. And so they went and asked him, and they got the rights.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, that's perfect.
The guy who made it, he's sitting right over there.
Yeah, just go fucking ask him, and then they did it, because like one of the SNL writers, I can't remember his name, I think it's Jim Downey, like from the 70s, like had that idea for that bit like in the 70s, and they never got it on, and so they pushed it through.
Well, he made up all the lyrics as he was
Yeah,
doing
he did that in the 70s too, like when he was originally on the show. It was just theme songs in movies that didn't even have theme songs or words to them, and he just made up words and did his really bad lounge singer. Like, it was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Bill Murray's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. He's fucking great. And then he was on Parks and Rec as the dead mayor. That was awesome.
Oh, and then the like old lady, his secretary,
Yeah,
was
Ethel
talking
Beavers.
about how Ethel Beaver was talking about how they had an open relationship.
Yeah.
Like her and her, like Bill Murray's secretary and his wife had an open relationship, and she kept going on about how like
They spent every night exploring every corner of her body.
every crevice of her body.
And then she like said goodbye, like, goodbye, you animal.
Yeah, goodbye, you angry animal.
Yeah, she had an open casket and she walked by like, bye, you animal.
Oh my god.
Nothing more erotic than the word crevice.
I know.
It's great.
It was good times. And his wife just sitting there like, eh.
It's fine.
It was awesome. Oh, and then what's his name was on the Parks and Rec where the spider, where he was inside
John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's a giant tarantula.
I'll help you out.
He was in
Like,
the dunk tank. That was pretty good.
Oh goodness, Johnny Karate.
Yep, Johnny Karate.
I'm
awesome
so
too.
sad. I only have like one more episode left of that.
It's a good show.
It's a very good show.
And then Harris Whittles killed himself. Segway. Keeping this show on track.
Harrison's foam quarter.
He's got couch
So,
money.
so tell me about this guy, because I didn't know anything about it. 'Cause I know Mark Maron did a tribute podcast to him. That was the first I heard of it.
So basically, he was a comedian and like comedy writer, and he was like a producer on Parks and Rec, and he
does background roles.
Yeah, he does a lot of.
Yeah,
he
he did,
played
like,
one of the animal control guys on Parks and Rec. Like they had a recurring like two characters that were in the animal control department. And they were just stoner fuck ups, and he was one of them.
Yeah.
And he kind of was struggling with substance abuse for a long time, and he had recently claimed he was clean, and he died of an overdose the other day.
Well, see, that's a sad thing. Someone said that might have been what killed James Gandolfini too.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to be an actor in a movie, and the main actor, they take out insurance against you dying because it could destroy the whole movie or at least cause significant delays. And so what they do is they got to clean up because they give you a drug test.
Mm-hmm.
So they clean up for a while, and then they're like, "Well, you passed the drug test. We're going to start filming. Woohoo!" And then they start banging veins, or they end up dead. And they also think the guy who played the Joker died because of that too.
Oh, Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Yeah, because he cleaned up long enough to, pass the
guy
drug
from Glee
screening.
did that too.
Oh, the guy from Glee. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's.
I don't know. I guess if I was in Glee, I'd probably overdose too. So I mean, it's just saying.
He was dating Leah Michael or whatever her name was.
Who? Leah Michelle?
Leah Michelle, yeah.
Yeah.
She has some nice boobs.
I haven't
I
seen
only,
them, but yeah.
she played in Spring Awakening on Broadway.
Oh,
and
okay.
I saw her boobs there.
Nice. How are nipples even?
You can YouTube it.
Are they even?
Yeah,
Okay.
very nice. Nice and
Stop recording and start recording again.
Okay.
Did you stop recording on your end?
Something happened. I was getting no live feed. Now I am.
But you can YouTube that. Huh?
yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can watch the part we just missed on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or I'll just listen to it and try to recreate the things I said.
All right, I'm back, or we're back, or whatever.
And we're back! Yay!
We're back. Yay! Thanks to the great leader Kim Jong Un. We're back.
Vibe on their holes, their precious, precious holes.
Oh yeah, here's a new drop for the show. We'll call whenever we have a friend of the show or someone we really like, we're gonna take them out Ed 209 style. This is the long version, by the way. Hang on.
RoboCop.
That's what I think of Edward Snowden. That's what should have happened. Like, thanks. Goodbye.
Was that the sex change machine?
No, that was
Yeah, I know what it was. I'm sorry. I'm just being.
that was the Criterion Collection. The
rated
long execution scene. The what?
The rated X version.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. So let's see. We watched again another Oliver Stone Untold History of the United States documentary. This one was about the Eisenhower years. The end of Truman and the beginning of the Eisenhower years, which
I
have you ever watched?
I got Matt interested in it, but I'm not sure if he actually
I didn't
watched
get a chance to watch it, but I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
If that helps. Also, I like Ike. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the well, not really the theme of this one, but it was.
Was he a secret cross-dresser? I hope so.
No, there was nothing really terrible about him except he had a lot more heart attacks than 2. That was the one thing that they.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he had like 5, but he had 2 major ones.
Like back in the day, like the press like kind of covered for the president.
They admitted when he had 2 of the heart attacks, the 2 major ones.
And then
But see, back then there wasn't really a lot they could do about it. So
yeah.
it's sort of like, oh, here you go. There's not much they can do about it now, but they that was they did talk about that a little bit in this documentary, and how the beginning of his presidency in the Cold War. The stuff I like though that because it confirms a lot of the stuff we read in Command and Control when they're talking about the because Eisenhower was the first president to be like, well, nuclear weapons are actually a cost-saving part of our arsenal. It's like, we don't need all these battleships and soldiers when we can just use nukes against people to achieve our goals. And because it was discussed very seriously whether they're going to use some of these to end the Korean War quickly, and they decided, of course, no, we better not do that. But they did develop a policy under Eisenhower called the New Look policy, where nuclear weapons were not a separate weapon to be held in reserve for last resort. They were part of now our fighting platform. It's like, well, we've got guns, we've got aircraft carriers, and we've got nuclear missiles, and we will use all of these things against any adversary we see, as worthy of receiving our our nuclear weapons.
Like it's a gift. Yeah. Hey, I take this.
Well, it was Eisenhower was desperate to cut the military budget because they demobilized after World War II under Truman, and the military budget went down, and a lot of the government sector intervention in our economy went down with it, and they started to go back into a recession. So then the military spending ramps way up, and this scares Eisenhower to death because it's like, how can we be on this war footing, it's spending-wise, but have no war to fight? I mean, eventually we're going to look for a war to fight, and of course, I don't think he wanted that, but they. That was part of their policy. He was the first president to make that like a fact. It's like, oh, nuclear weapons are just part of what we use, just the same as an artillery shell, only way more destructive. And
yeah, I I'm listening to this book right now called Last Stand of Fox Company, and they're talking about how like MacArthur wanted to use like 50 nuclear weapons to like just make this line that nobody would cross. It was like just like a
in
called
China.
the cobalt blue line.
Yep.
For 60 years, so no one would to separate North and South Korea.
Yeah, again, a practical application of force. Like that makes perfect sense. But they this was in the age of anyone familiar with the Fallout Boy games, that this is kind of the era that all that kind of thinking came from, because I remember they were talking about atomic powered cars and atomic powered grills, and this was that whole era before nuclear energy got a bad name because it's just so highly toxic. But they that was pretty good. And if you read the book Command and Control, you realize that the whole Dr. Strangelove thing in the Eisenhower era was very plausible, because they didn't have that presidential nuclear football. The generals and sometimes the colonels they could release nuclear weapons at their discretion. There was no presidential like, oh, he's got to sign an order or send you a code. No, that shit didn't come along and really get put in place until Nixon. Like it took that long to develop it. So understand at this time when guys like sane people like Paul Nitze were talking about how we need to nuke the Russians and nuke anyone who opposes, nuke the Chinese, nuke the communist world. There was no centralized control over our nuclear weapons. You could have had a rogue general or something decide, well, we're going to go into Russia, and you're either with us or you're against us. So, remember, Dr. Strangelove featured pretty prominently in this episode. I think they played quite a bit of stuff from it. But yeah, that was all very factual stuff based on other things I've read about what the Eisenhower years were like, and and the ugliness with the thing with the Shah in Iran. That was all true, and some of the other stuff that went on. Just I think Eisenhower probably holds a record for most deposed governments of a president, because they named off like 7 different, everyone from the Iranians to the people in Indonesia to the people in Timor. It's like, oh wow, Eisenhower did all of this, and but that was. And then he gave a famous speech at the end of his presidency, of course, the military-industrial complex. That was his plea to the American people to like don't let the military take over and spin you into bankruptcy, which is of course exactly what happened. But,
They didn't heed his warning at all. Like, okay.
He was dead. Was he 4 years after he was president? Yeah. They assassinated him. No.
They could have. I imagine it was a lot like the movie Inner Space.
Well, the thing with the Eisenhower presidency was it seemed to today's world, it seems like sublimely simple. It's like, oh, it's easy to make the choices. There's only like 3 choices, and none of them you're not going to lose if you make any of them. I mean, the smart thing was ending the Korean War. That was definitely one of the best things he did. But then to proceed to topple almost every other government in the third world. Because Eisenhower, another thing this section pointed out is it was the presidency of Eisenhower is when America's war against the third world really began. That's when we really started intervening everywhere. It's like, oh, we don't like the president of Guatemala, have him killed. We don't like these people, those people, get them killed, and then just put in our own ruthless savages, and then wonder 30 years later, why do these people hate us?
Yeah, why did this go so wrong?
Yeah, why are these fucking people so nuts?
Couldn't tell you.
And then they talked about the groundwork for the Cuba. You could see where the seeds were planted for the Bay of Pigs when they were talking about it, because they were trying to intervene in Cuba back when Eisenhower was president. So, but that was a lot of this stuff was pretty. This is pretty well known stuff. There was nothing that I saw in this one that like, what? Well, I gotta check that. This is all pretty well known. Did you learn anything from this one?
I mean, just some of the stuff with the deposing leaders in other countries, and the one where they had the meeting. It was like between, it was like African nations and like Asian nations that had been like taken over.
The meeting in India.
Yeah. Like it was like there's all these countries that were like that were being controlled by like British and French for like the longest time, and now they're trying to like work together to get away from that. I never knew that happened before. I thought that was kind of interesting. And basically, all those guys end up getting killed in that meeting.
Yeah, except for Nehru of India, like, and all these people were killed. And that was called the non-aligned movement. That was the start of that, because they didn't want to be in either the Russian or American sphere. But neither Russia nor America would allow that. The only people big enough to get away with that were China and India.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of had to had to play ball.
And there's only one thing I took umbrage with.
What was that?
Well, they described the result, the end result of the Korean War basically being Americans were beat by Chinese peasants, which
yeah, that's a little optimistic.
I can explain that to you. Those were not fucking Chinese peasants, because the book I'm reading, they're talking about. Because the Korean War is the war that saved the Marine Corps.
Right.
Because the Marine Corps was about to be disbanded and absolved by the Army.
Yeah.
And then the Korean War came up, and the Korean War was supposed to be like a UN action, but basically it was like, we need America to do everything. But we're going
to throw a few British people in there, and it was mainly South Koreans and Americans. Yeah.
And oddly enough, Australian pilots offering close air fire support.
Yeah. Do what you can.
So the Army, like, they were fighting the battle and they were losing, and then the Marine Corps just like said, like, I think it was MacArthur, like, and I can't remember, they call him Brute. He was like I can't remember if he was the commandant. I haven't read the book yet, but it's supposed to be about how this one guy saved the Marine Corps. With the amphibious warfare, because that was like that we had all the amphibious stuff, so that's where we're able to like invade Korea, and then like the Marines beat them like all the way back basically to China, to the border of China.
Yeah.
And then that's when China intervened, and then we got all beat all the way back to where we started, and then they ended the war. But it was so
these noble peasants.
Yeah.
Just off the land, fighting for freedom. There's a different story, huh?
Well, also, like, the thing is, like, a lot of the Marines in that war were reservists, like a ton of them, and like reservists at that time, like you joined your reserve unit and you went there a week. You went there 1 month, 1 week in a month, and you kind of like learned about the Marine Corps. You didn't go to boot camp. They sent you to boot camp. If there was war, like, you'd be the first people sent to boot camp, because then you kind of know what's going on. But this was, shit was popping off, and so they're like, you're just going over there. Like, you have no basic training or anything like that.
So it was kind of like a Marine social club.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, get ready. Here's your gun.
And I met at boot camp. We met a Korean War vet, and he was talking about how, like, he was a tank guy, and they had just got these new tanks, and they put some stuff on them that was new for what they were doing, and they had never tested anything on it. They were reading the manuals on the way over there.
Oh my God!
On the boat.
Were these like the Patton tanks or something?
I can't remember.
Anyway, that's not important, but yeah, it's.
But yeah, anyways, like, the Marines come in there and they kick ass. Like, for some reason, like, they're talking about how, like, the North Koreans, like, by at that point, a lot of North Korea had been shelled and napalm. So basically, when the Marines got there, like, they were basically fighting people who were starving to death.
Right. Well, that's why the 45 gained such preeminence as a man-stopper. You've heard that story, right?
Yeah.
Is because when they were doing the island hopping campaign, they were fighting starving Japanese soldiers who basically were just fighting. They'd been abandoned by their own people, and they were fighting. It's like, yeah, the 45 really knocks down these 70-pound stickmen. It's like, but anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, really quickly, the Marines just get in there. They kick a lot of ass all the way too, and then at some point the Chinese intervene, and he says, like, the peasants. But, like, these are people who have been fighting, a civil war for a long time. They were veterans.
Yeah.
Fighting a war. and like they knew the area, and they're like, and a lot of their tactics were like they like fought at night and stuff like that. So, and there was just tons of them. There's millions of them.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
That's the problem with land wars in Asia. There's a virtually endless supply of opponents.
And just ask the Germans and the French how easy it is to fight millions of people willing to die in the middle of winter.
Yeah. Yeah, that always adds a nice edge to it. It's like, oh yeah, and everything's frozen.
Yeah, and it's because there's in this book they're like getting attacked in the middle of the night. It's like 25 below, and like these one guys like this is the first firefight they ever been. Like they pop up, they all got their M1 Garands, they fire, every bolt was frozen. The guns wouldn't fire.
Jesus. Yeah.
They had water cooled guns. They're all water cooled machine guns, and most of them were frozen. They couldn't fire. They're just like attached bayonets. Let's go.
Fix bayonets.
But
was it the Battle of the Korengal Valley where a handful of Marines used bayonets to such ruthless efficiency? They were called like the White Devils of the Valley, or because they couldn't believe these guys killed so many people essentially with like short swords at that point.
I remember hearing this one story of like these two Marines, just like they killed like 50 Chinese, and with just bayonets, and like they couldn't believe that it was just two Marines.
Yeah, it's just like
what the fuck was going on with that?
Vikings.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like that wasn't just, and like they're talking about like how a lot of the stuff they had some new tech for winter fighting that didn't necessarily work out that well, and the Chinese were kind of more prepared like that, and they fought at night in white clothes like because there was snow, so they're like basically camouflaged, and it was like they had like, but they said the thing that knew the Chinese were coming is that to keep getting a cold, they ate a lot of garlic. So if you smelled garlic, you knew the Chinese were advancing.
Oh.
If you could smell in that cold weather, but
yeah.
And then like to keep the guns from freezing up, they put like whale oil on the guns, but they said that smelled like shit. So it's like if you smell shit and garlic, like rack the bolt, get ready.
Something's gonna happen, yeah.
And one other thing is like they just like ran out. There's so many Chinese, they just ran out of all ammo.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because the Chinese were it's not that the Chinese were using brilliant attack tactics. They were essentially using wave attacks.
Yeah.
But they were doing it in such a way we couldn't provide air support because they were doing it at night.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you're just shooting like into like darkness. Like, well, I hope I hit somebody. There wasn't a lot of infrared night scopes in the 50s.
And they didn't have like radio communications. They communicated with bugles and stuff like that. So you hear all these bugle calls and like, oh fuck.
Here they come.
And then also the other thing is like with the Marines, like the way that you have like you have commander's intent. So like if you get this order, like you can basically like make your own decisions based on like what you're sort of based on. You can improvise.
Yeah.
Whereas the Chinese, they like it all came from the top. So if you didn't get an order, you didn't do anything other than that. So like the communication was slow. So oftentimes like the Chinese would fight to the last man, completely to the death, because they didn't get any order otherwise.
Yeah, not because that's like we will shed our blood for the shining land. No, it's just like, well, they didn't tell us to do different, so
they didn't tell us to retreat, so we're gonna stay here. And then they're instituting the good old Stalin tactic of have the party people there, the party commissars there to shoot you in case you are abandoning your post.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to fight people when there's death waiting for them on both ends. If I kill strangers, I get to live. I'm going to get really good at killing strangers, or at least not have an option. Those are terrible.
But yeah, I mean, the Korean War wasn't necessarily the biggest part of this. They were just kind of saying it was kind of a useless war, which I can't necessarily comment on. But most wars around that time were pretty useless. But it was not when the Americans got beat back, it wasn't by Chinese peasants.
Yeah. That we'll see. That's the Howard Zinn Chomsky part of this thing. It's like all our enemies anyone not America is noble. Anyone America, European, it's like it's underhanded, it's dirty, it's again, take it with a grain of salt. It's kind of a view from the other side, but yeah, it's don't necessarily believe that was the case. Because now that you say that, I was thinking back, it's like that was a little farcical. It's like that's not the kind of stuff I remember. Not that they were Chinese Spetsnaz or anything, but it's just that they.
I mean, yes, there's that. I mean, it's like the adage with basketball: you can't teach 7 feet. You can't stop millions of people running at you.
Yeah. No matter how badass you are, how much meat you're swinging, yeah, it's hard.
Well, I mean, it's one. I mean, like you look at the kill ratios there. It's once again like, hey, look at the American kill ratio. It's like 32,000 to 10 million.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's a lot, but like that means there was just 50 million more people that were advancing on them. Like you can't stop that.
Well, that was my joke with Mark, because I think we were talking about this on the show. It's like, yeah, America has a lot of the most dangerous American military installations are the ones in Korea. The ones that could go hot the quickest are the ones because they got those lunatics in North Korea. I think we were talking about the Dictator, that movie or whatever, and I said, yeah, that's one of the few American wars where the kill ratios weren't so completely out of whack. It's like as far as dead Koreans, I meant, and it's like, yeah, because that's why the Marines are still there, because they feel like there's some business yet to be finished. It's like we got to get a few million more on the tally of the losers before we can feel satisfied. But yeah, that was that was a little overstated. But this one again, they still, I think this was one of the most egregious. No, it was the last one, but this one. They still acknowledge that Stalin was a monster. Because they talk about how Khrushchev came out and gave the speech about Stalin was really an evil man, and we can say this publicly for the first time. And
there's also that weird underhanded thing where they have a quote from Stalin saying, "What a wonderful man Eisenhower was." Like is that some kind of backhanded thing that's like where Stalin's like congratulating someone to be a nice person? Like it's like. Is Stalin being genuine, or is he just an evil fuck?
Yeah. Well, Stalin was afraid of Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah.
There is a history there of because he knew what Eisenhower did when he was Supreme Allied Commander. I mean, there was a lot of that fight to the last Russian. There was a conservation mentality with Eisenhower. It's like, we don't really need to die we're not connected to this continent. This is we're here because we like the British and we want to be their surrogate as world empire. But yeah, Eisenhower would hold back if he thought the body count was going to get too high, and when he was criticized for it, would respond. It's like, it's essentially your war. We have an ocean between us and you. Like these people are connected to you, so if you want to offer critique, and because we were first to give all the weapons and tanks and artillery you wanted, here you go, have at it, show men how to operate it, and here we go. But when it came to committing men, it was sort of we definitely want enough here to plant our flag in the ground. But yeah, I mean, he saw the cunning of Eisenhower. And he also made that comment like when he was trying to stop Tito from agitating the Greek communists.
Yeah.
Because Stalin was like, do you think you're going to have a communist Greece right in the heart of European American power in Central Europe? You're out of your fucking mind. You need to back off. And Tito, of course, was like, fuck you. I do what I want to. The only guy that ever said fuck you to Stalin. Of course, he was almost assassinated 25 times as a result of that, but he was one of the few people that ever stood up to Stalin and walked away from it. But that was, that was Uncle Joe. So, again, They did at least try to point out that like Khrushchev was like, yeah, Stalin was a bad guy. It's like, yeah, he was a really bad guy. He was not a friend to animals and children.
Yeah, I remember there was a story in my class where like somebody was clapping at something Stalin did, and like at some point like nobody, it was like almost an hour went by where they were continuing to clap because nobody wanted to be the first person to stop clapping for Stalin. And then,
that's when he was sentencing people to death at those at those the purges and the televised ones in the 30s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy clapped until his hands bled. Like he was, please, I love you, don't kill me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, it was like the guy who stopped the clapping was like dead the next day or disappeared forever.
Yeah.
Some gulag.
Oh yeah, that was famous Stalin. You couldn't. The only guy who outlived him was Beria, because Beria was really good at that no bad news to Stalin, including we're losing the Second World War, but how can we shape this in such a way that we won't die? It's like, because here it would just be like, we're losing, this is why, this is what we need to do. But no, not in that system. That's why so many people died, because of that fucked up system. It's like, how do we tell the truth but not tell the truth, and how do we, it's just too complicated. I think that's why they're such good chess players, because they have to learn how to lie on 5 dimensions just to tell half the truth. I don't get it with those people. It's like they want to make life needlessly hard. Matt, what do you think?
I think that I haven't seen any of this stuff, but it's interesting.
Watch the next one. If you're going to come on next time,
Yeah.
watch the one about JFK and the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's the next one.
Okay.
I think that's number 4, number 5?
6.
6? Is it that 4? Wow.
Number 6. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but watch that and watch it again.
I can do that.
That'll be worth it.
We need to get leaving pretty soon, though.
Alright, you can go ahead and go.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's more because my ass hurts right now because I had a shot in it the other day. So,
Tell us about that.
so I've had a sinus infection, I guess, or a cold like last 2 weeks.
What does that have to do with your ass?
Well, I'm getting there, and so I had to go to the
Okay.
doctor, and they like make everybody wear like the mask like when you go in, and because I was coughing or whatever, and so they diagnosed me with a sinus infection and an ear infection not ear infection, eye infection for my sinus infection, and they said like the little like
Uvula
in the back of my throat was swollen, and they're like, yeah, we don't like that, so we're gonna shoot you in the ass with some medicine to go make the swelling go down.
No shit.
But she gave me a
Did it work?
Yeah. She gave me a sparkling Band-Aid though, and she's like, go show that to somebody nice. So
your uvula's okay then?
Yeah, my uvula is just fine.
Well,
but my
okay.
ass is not fine because like it's hurting like sitting on where they gave me the shot. So I'm like, ow.
It must have been that really syrupy stuff.
They give you the peanut butter shot.
I think so.
Yeah, what does my wife call those? There's a name for it, but she can always tell by looking at the fluid. She'll look at it in the vial like, yeah, this is gonna hurt. And
Yeah, she told me it was gonna burn pretty bad.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like the tetanus shot type.
Yeah,
so was it antibiotics or just?
Yeah, it's like an antibiotic that they just give, make all the swelling in your face go down and like.
Huh.
Because they've said that they've seen uvulas like cover people's or like a little hanging ball cover, like so you can't swallow.
Oh
But
wow,
they
that's
don't want you-
fucked up.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want you to get to that point where you can't swallow. I'm
That's the
like,
point you
I
start
don't
cracking
either.
out a Leatherman and doing surgery at home.
I don't
What does
know.
that thing do anyway?
I don't think it does anything. That's it.
I can't think of anything.
Just a big hanging turkey neck thing in the back of your throat.
It's probably one of those things like we needed it when we were cavemen, but not anymore.
It's like a gizzard.
Yeah, it only used to be turkeys.
It protected bugs from crawling down your throat when you were sleeping.
That's
There you
true.
go. Now they just lay eggs in their ear.
There you go.
Ugh.
Well, my whole house has been sick. My youngest had a pink eye and an ear infection, and my oldest has like pneumonia. It's been like a $400 medical bill kind of month.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It all started because of Matt. Blame Matt.
It's my fault.
I want to punch you.
I went to the bus station.
Now, how old are your children?
Doorknob.
Molly's 4 and Lucy's 6, but she'll turn 7 on Monday.
So she's in what, 2nd grade now?
She's in 1st.
1st grade? Okay.
Molly's my
Yeah.
spunky one that likes superheroes and acts more like a boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then my 7-year-old's more prissy and girly, but
Oh, okay. So 2 girls.
she's really into Minecraft. Like Molly's into Minecraft. She made a Pop-Tart cat. And then she watches.
What now?
She made a Pop-Tart cat.
Diamond cat.
Pop-Tart like the food?
Is it Nana cat?
Diamond cat.
He's a Pop Chart?
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop Tart cat?
Like the little Pop-Tart cat that like with the rainbow that goes across. Haven't you ever seen that on YouTube?
No.
Mm-mm.
Seriously.
No, I haven't. I honestly haven't.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a very boring person, though.
Well, they come in like every language because I have to watch them.
You're not
constantly.
boring. But yeah.
So are you and Matt? Are you and Matt gonna have any kids, or what's the plan there?
I think you're moving in August if
Yep.
things go the way they're going.
Yep. Or
So-
become homeless, is that it?
Yeah, become homeless. Yeah, well in June we'll be dating a year,
Yeah.
Okay.
so good times. I haven't kicked him to the curb yet, right?
So are you gonna be having kids or not? What's the answer?
Someday.
Someday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're already thinking of like names, just to throw that out there.
Well, just the thing with Matt, you got to watch out though, is there is genetically you could have twins.
I know that's the scary part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we have a contingency plan for that. I'm naming the twins weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well, name one Matt and the other one Matt's twin, so he has like no dissociative identity problem.
I'm more than just Matt's twin.
Well, I
God damn you! I'm changing my name.
You're 18, no.
Yeah, you're not.
That was it.
changing-
No, my girls are named after Beatles songs. So
Okay.
I said that I really wanted a Penny. So if I ever had another girl, it'd be Penny.
Okay.
So it would be Penelope Lane more than likely. And then we were talking about like Oliver Wolfgang was another name, so we can nickname him Ollie or Wolfie.
I always like the name Roland for a boy.
It's very like strong and noble.
Yeah, well, I have a son, but the Roland Moses Murphy got vetoed by my wife. He wasn't going to go
So,
with
so
that
you're
name.
trying to pawn the name off onto us? Is this what this is the whole segment about? Is pawning names? You're like, so
Basi-
I'm having children. Roland's a really good name. Is that what's
Basically,
going
this
on
is just a broad form of manipulation. Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of a circular 2-hour manipulation.
here? I'm not really drunk right now, so
What do you think about Sergeant Pepper?
And his
I
Lonely
was-
Hearts Club.
I really wanted to do
Okay.
Henry, like Henry Horsey and Sister Wolf, but I don't know. I haven't figured that out.
Or Henry
I just-
Rollins.
I'm just
There
gonna
you go,
stay
Henry
away from
Rollins.
Maxwell. That would not be good.
And then the other kid, Silverhammer.
Yeah.
We could go biblical names like Batiatus.
There you
Oh
go.
my god.
Look, we're naming children you don't even have
Well,
yet.
Okay, so
How about let's go to
Matt-
Dune and get some Dune names in there.
Yeah, Gurney.
My ex-sister-in-law, she's a hippie and lives in Florida, and she
Uh-huh.
has 3 kids. And
Is she
she
dead
named
yet?
them- no, she's not dead yet. She's barefoot, probably on a beach right now, but
Close to death.
yeah, close to death.
Life
Very,
and
very
death is in
hippie.
balance.
So she named her kids. First one's name is Loki Danger.
Come on.
No! And they both have a tattoo on their leg of his face as a baby and a superhero pose. On their
That's
legs.
amazing.
And then their second one is named Luna Rose.
Luna?
Luna Rose.
Okay.
And then they named their third one, which was kind of a surprise. They were planning on having him. His name is Digby Lark. Or is it Digby Larkin?
I don't. Barry Larkin.
No, Digby.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
think it's Digby Larkin. Or Lark.
Yeah, these kids are gonna grow up to be, I don't know, they gotta get out of Florida, man.
Well, I'm kind of mad at her because I wish she would have named him Lark or Larkin, Digby. Because I'm like, you just fucked up your names things here. You name one Loki, one Luna, and then you fucking give him Digby and middle name Lark. I'm like, why didn't you switch that around?
Because it was on a lark. That's why it's a middle.
Ah!
Yeah.
So, Digby's from a video game, though, I think. That's where he got it from.
Perfect.
I don't know what it's... I can't remember. Yeah. But Loki pretty much, the god of mischief, like, kind of keeps...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're hippies, like I said.
Yeah, I get it.
My
It's
husband works at a bank as a loan officer. Maybe you can get away with that in Florida.
Yeah.
There's different rules.
You can get away with anything in Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can just whip your pants off in Florida and walk around. Everyone's like, yeah, okay. Anything goes in Florida.
There's special rules.
Yeah.
Where do they live? Central Florida, northern, southern?
They live over in Titusville, so kind of close to NASA. So they'll actually watch. They can watch them shoot off into space. They're
Oh,
like 15 minutes from NASA. So they're kind of. I'm trying to think of
Fort
what.
Lauderdale?
Yeah, sort of. Probably Fort Lauderdale. Oh, I'm trying to think of what beach they're.
Yeah,
they're like, what, 20
you're in
minutes from
central southeast. You're in central eastern Florida.
Yeah, they're about an hour away from Orlando.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you're still kind of high meth country there, and sort of fading into cocaine, but we have a segment on the show where, well, not really a segment, just like, hey, we're running out of shit to talk about. Florida crimes this week, and all of a sudden we have 2 hours of material. So I've always thought of it as a very crazy place to live, and I live outside of Detroit, and Florida scares me. So that should tell you something.
It says something.
It's very odd. Like, I've been there twice, and I was never what I expected. And it's weird when you see like these beautiful mansion type homes, and like right next to it's a shack like house. And I guess I found out the reason why is that the people that own like the shacky homes, if you do nothing to your house whatsoever, like don't fix it up one bit, you pay the property taxes that you paid on it, I guess, like when you bought the house. So if your property taxes were like $10 a square foot, you're paying still fucking $10 a square foot. But if you build this gigantic mansion, you pay whatever property taxes you built that house in, and if you make any changes to it, you have to pay the property taxes within that time period.
Oh yeah,
So,
Florida has really weird
so they
laws
like have these
that.
shacky ass houses that people like live in because they don't want to jack up their property taxes.
Yeah, you know what the
mansions.
you know what the unofficial motto of Florida is, don't you? It's Florida is a sunny place for shady people, because you can like file bankruptcy 3 times in a year there, just all kinds of crazy shit like that. I've heard some stories.
And Disney.
And also,
oh yeah, if I ever wanted to just totally embrace my Mad Max post-apocalyptic fantasy world, you better believe I'd be down in Florida. I mean, have no doubt. I'd have a hockey mask on, no shirt, a shotgun. I'd be doing it. I mean, I know where to go. I know where it's happening. But
Miami?
Wherever, just Florida in general.
I know somebody from Miami that hates Haitians, so that's cool.
That's got to work out good for him.
Yeah, one of the reporters I work with, he hates Haitians, and he's from Miami, and he's gay, but his first boyfriend was Haitian, so that's funny.
But he didn't realize he was Haitian until he started
How
dating.
do you not realize somebody's Haitian?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you don't really advertise that. You're like, hey, you want to fuck? Hey, I'm also Haitian, by the way. It's like,
And then that's an angry kid.
Actually, nobody's really a Haitian.
no.
See, your alarm's going off.
Yep.
See?
The history of Haitian is that it got colonized by the white people, and they brought over smallpox, and the entire indigenous population was killed by smallpox. So then they had to
So
bring over
technically,
slaves
these are
from
replacement,
Africa.
Like, these are scab Haitians.
Oh, okay.
These are scab Haitians, is what you're saying.
That's a good story. I like that. That's like weird
Thanks for
history.
being the Debbie Downer and
Imitation
putting on a show,
Haitians.
Matthew.
But that's why, like, when you're like talk about Haitians and stuff, is like, wait, these are like South Americans? Like, well, no, really, they're African ancestry.
Yeah, they're really African
Are you
Americans.
bringing me up
Yeah.
to triplets?
Triplets?
Yeah, I don't think my uterus is going to enjoy you very much. That must be a
I
triplets.
just told her if you have triplets,
So are
they
you,
can be
like-
Ruth Bader and Ginsburg.
Bandwagon?
Nice.
Whoa!
I broke a chair.
That seems to be a common problem over there. People falling off chairs, shit falling over.
Apparently nobody liked those names. That's cool. Oh man, sorry about that.
And that's where we end.
Oh,
That
broken
That chair really brought the room
I brought the
together.
house down. Oh man.
Let's see this. Hold on. Let's
Hold
hold
on,
the
I'm gonna
parts
show
up.
you.
How did this
This
fail?
is part of it.
Oh, it's one of those wooden ones.
Yeah. I don't know how old it is, but I did it.
Oh, that was the chair from my childhood, of beloved, cherished childhood memories.
Is this the first chair you masturbated on? I'm sorry
Yes.
I broke it.
That's okay.
He didn't do very good about
Trying to look and see.
That really fucking broke. Just like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't feel
I was
anything.
like at the base, like.
Yeah, I didn't even like. I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm
It's
like,
not like the leg broke. It's the seat that fell
Yeah,
off the fucking.
Yeah.
You know that
The
I can
legs are still
karate chop-
intact.
Did you know I can karate chop on my ass cheeks? Because I just did.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Are you learning karate in your spare time?
I am. Yes.
Did you see that little video, like that video of that little 3-year-old that was doing like karate stuff?
But she's British.
I haven't
Yeah, but
seen
she's
it yet.
British. Okay, so it gets better. Yeah, she's British and she's Asian and she's 3, and she like yells and does all these like, yeah. You need to like YouTube that.
Yeah, I saw it on
I'm
Reddit.
giving
I
you a
just
list of
didn't-
YouTube
I
stuff.
didn't.
So Pop-Tart Cat, little Chinese, British, Asian little girl.
Spontaneous chair combustion.
And then what was the other one? The Showbiz Pizza Police people
The
reading
Showbiz
Mein
Pizza
Kampf?
Police.
Yeah, singing
I-
YouTube songs.
Yeah, there's showbiz.
In 168 episodes, which actually there was more, but 168 American Greed Factory episodes. This is the third broken chair on the
I think
Yeah,
I think I've broken all of them.
No. Luke broke one.
I'm glad you were the one
Andrew
to do it,
broke
because
one,
that
and
would've,
you
that would've
broke
broken
one.
self-esteem. If I was the one that broke that, I would have been on a treadmill like tomorrow.
I have a treadmill.
That's just like that picture I saw on Reddit with like the Weight Watchers in between a
Oh yeah,
firehouse.
yeah, like
and,
4 different like fast food places and a Weight Watchers.
And they're like, "Good luck, girls. Good luck."
That was awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Is fast food bad for you?
I heard
Yes.
it was good. I have no idea.
Well, it depends what you want to do. Do you
Yeah.
want to lose weight or do you want to be healthy? Because
Or
you can
just
you
don't,
can
like,
eat.
give a fuck and just eat whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
So
I kind of swing between those. I just saw the other day, I was driving by, it was like 2 Big Macs, $5.99. And I was thinking, I think I read somewhere, like, isn't one Big Mac over 1,000 calories?
probably.
And now you can, and you're supposed to have 2,000 a day.
If you want to knock out your entire nutritional, yeah,
But
like
if you
one-
go in, they might make you hug someone and then
Well,
you get it
I
for
mean,
free.
yeah,
Really, it's like the fries and the soda that's really
You have to
that
call your
really
mom
screw
and
you
tell her
up.
that you love her.
Oh.
what if she's dead though? Then what do you do?
You call up the graveyard.
Well, things have taken a dark turn at McDonald's.
Yeah, if anyone ever asks me to do that, they're like, call your dad or call whoever, tell him you love him. Like, I was raised in a group home. and then they'll go, oh, here, just take your chicken
They probably
nuggets,
just
get
try
out
to
of
give
here.
you a hug.
What's that?
They probably just want to give you a hug then.
They probably do.
It's okay. They'll pat you on the back and say it's okay.
And then they'll hold it on with the hug really long, and then in
They
their
linger,
ear they'll whisper.
And then they whisper, yeah,
they'll whisper,
in
I'm loving it. That's what they'll whisper. Yeah.
Never been offered a hug in McDonald's. Usually it's some guy hitting me up for money in the parking lot.
Tell you what, if I ever go to McDonald's with you, I'll give you a hug. There you go.
No, I'm not saying it has to happen.
Or I'll break your chair, one or the other. Yeah.
Speaking of hugs, I really need to go to Comic-Con this year and hug
Yeah.
Matt Smith.
Okay.
I
And
saw
hug who?
Matt Smith.
Oh, Doctor Who? Or
Yes.
the former Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm totally in love with him.
Yep.
He's
I saw-
going to be in, what's the next movie he's going to be in?
Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, Terminator Genesis.
You gonna watch
That and
that?
Cumberbatch, but he got married, so he's dead to me now.
Benedict.
Yeah, and he's having a baby.
Yeah.
I had
Well, at
this
least he's straight.
fascinating thing with
Yeah.
British-
It's unusual for a British guy.
Oh my goodness. You just shut your dirty mouth.
Come on, these British
I
guys.
told him I'm
Come
just gonna
on.
put my mouth. I'm just gonna put like this. Just go with it and just like hug him and like caress him a little bit. Just hold it way too long, like too awkwardly long. Just stroke his
That would
back.
be good.
I like it.
It's like a fantasy. It's fantastic.
Well, everyone's got their
Nervous.
thing.
That's right.
Just make me
You won't go to prison for that, so that's probably a good fantasy to
That's
have.
true.
Yeah, I think that's
It's not like
pretty-
I'm gonna accost him in an airport and then hug him and tell him to go with it.
yeah.
I'm talking about paying him $100 at Comic-Con. I figure I deserve that. That's like
You're gonna take this love like a whore.
You like it, don't you?
Oh, I made Doctor Who into my bitch.
I will be your companion. Damn it.
Whether you want to or not.
Fuck
It's
it.
happening.
Oh my goodness. No, okay, you know you're parenting, right? When you're watching Paddington Bear in the theater, and both your children go, "Mom, there's Doctor Who," because the new Doctor Who is in Paddington Bear.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's like the weird neighbor
And
across
it's
the
pretty
street.
cool when your kids like both yell it in the middle of the theater, like, "There's Doctor Who, Mom!" Like.
What do you think of him?
I don't know.
See, I always call him the Dirty Doctor because I remember him from that when he was when he was on that show.
Rushing?
The Loop.
Yeah, where he was the newspaper guy,
Yeah.
and he was like, it was like fuck every other
He
word.
swears a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that.
I'm not. I haven't really known him in anything else besides what he's. Yeah.
Currently doing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they haven't kicked Claire off yet because I really like her as the companion. But I don't know.
Now, is this guy going to be a year doctor, or is he going to be longer? What's the
I'm pretty
thought?
sure he's gonna have to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I can put up with a schedule because I know Matt Smith, even at being young, it was like a 14-hour day whenever they filmed anything. So. I
Yeah, the
don't know.
BBC's fucking brutal. That's why they have TV shows that last it's the best TV ever, but they only do 2 seasons because everyone's ready to kill themselves at the.
Yeah, they
Like,
burn
Call the
burn 'em
Midwives,
out.
that was like an amazing show. Like,
Yeah.
And they only did like 2 seasons of that.
Which one's that?
Call the Midwife.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's kind of girly, but I mean, Matt, watch it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's really really good, but it's like 1950s midwives and like really slums of London.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be happy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's you just follow their lives, so it's happy in that aspect. But
Yes, tales of the British lower class will always make you feel pretty good about yourself. It's like, well, things aren't too bad here.
That could be worse.
they're bringing back the speaking of like Doctor Who, you said that like if I like him or not. They brought back the other Time Lord, and he's a girl now instead of
the Master.
Yeah, the Master. They brought him
Okay.
back in like the Christmas episode, and so
Yeah.
now he's like this weird.
I'm working over comment.
Like yeah, so.
Well, at least you're participating.
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence, but it always takes me a good like season to actually like the new Doctor. So I'm
Yeah.
always like, damn you for taking away the old Doctor, because I loved him. And
Did you think Matt Smith was sudden, or was it just he wanted out?
I think he kind of wanted out. I think he got to the point where it was too long of days. But you remember they were.
I think
supposed to
he was just
stop.
getting other offers.
Yeah.
I can do less work and get paid better.
Well, it's like the Tom Clancy thing about British actors. It's like, do you want to stay in Britain or do you want to make money? It's up to you. Your choice.
So, like, I'll let you decide.
He probably got paid more to do whatever bit part he's doing in Terminator Genesis than he got paid for his entire run of this Doctor
Oh,
Who.
it's terrible. It's like the guy was David Tennant.
Yeah.
It's like, what'd you buy with your Doctor Who money? A Prius. Like, oh fuck, really? Do you know how
But I've seen that new show that he's in. What's that one? No.
the
Miniseries?
murder one?
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
cop.
I don't like it. I
It's not
watched
very
like
good.
2 or 3 episodes, and it's horrible.
Save yourself. Don't watch the American version. It's even worse.
Ugh.
I think
It starts off promising.
Grace
Yeah.
Point is the name of it.
Yeah, the Grace Point one.
Grace
And
Point,
then I
yeah.
started watching the new one with Dwight, like from The Office.
Mm.
Rain.
Oh, that weirdo.
Backstrom.
Backstrom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I can't get into that either. Because he's like Dwight, but he's also like pretty much a dickhead. So like Dwight had like funny aspects to him, but he's pretty much like a total asshat.
He's just a horrible human being. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Swedish transplant. The same name. I think it was called Backstrom in Sweden, and he was just a horrible, like,
Except in
uncouth
Sweden,
detective.
the character was
there's a lot of
lesbian.
good actors in the show. It's just like there's a lot of kind of weird things about it, and like they kind of give him like a sort of superpower, and you don't like. Is he just like guessing, or like?
Yeah, you don't know
or
if
is he
he's
just
guessing or if
is
he's
this
actually...
intuition, or does he like using
Except
any?
for I like his roommate, the gay guy that steals the stuff. I like.
Yeah,
him
the criminal.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his character better.
You want to watch something good though? If you got Amazon Prime, watch that new Bosch. I'm 4 in, and it's really good.
I've been watching Derek on Netflix, actually.
Oh, okay. I don't get the Netflix.
You need to watch it. You need to pay the $8 and watch a couple episodes because speaking of British,
Yeah.
British.
that's an amazing show.
Well, all the BBC stuff's leaving Netflix and it's going to Amazon.
Well, this is like a Netflix created.
Oh, exclusive. Oh, yeah.
exclusive.
Because let's see, what have I watched recently? In my last round of layoffs, I watched all of Luther. I watched all of the Whitechapel, and
Can we check later?
yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I'm checking for splinters in Matt's ass later, by the way.
Fuck, deal. Well, I got the camera on. Go ahead. Man.
Okay.
Should we go dig in?
I was like, I don't feel anything right now, but I also said that in prison at first, so that's okay.
Are you really hurt, Matt? You seem to be rocking back and forth. Is everything okay? Did you strain something with that fall, or?
I think I'm okay. I'm pretty sure my scrotum's still attached.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that was like a solid drop.
Yeah, I was not- I was
any
not
breaking that fall.
I was not expecting that. I was just like sitting there and all of a sudden like, what's the chair doing? And then boom. I'm like, okay, cool. It's happened before. It's okay.
Believe it or not, that has never happened to me.
Really?
Such a sad concept.
I wouldn't think it'd happen to anybody. I think it just is a matter of like.
Well, I weigh like 600 pounds, so.
Nah, I don't think so.
I also buy like used office furniture, and well, I actually don't buy it. They have office furniture at work, therefore I have access to office furniture.
Nice. You're like, yeah, this is just here. That's cool. I'll take it.
Well, they don't care.
Oh my
Not a big deal. That's like how there's like in the attic of the TV station I work for now, they have like old like promotional like posters for TV shows that were canceled long ago. Like there's this one that I
They
can't.
never keep anything running. Like they don't give anything a chance anymore.
Yeah, it was like some show that David Caruso was in post NYPD Blue and before he's on CSI Miami, and I don't remember what it's called. It looks like just him standing there looking like an asshat, like on a poster, and I'm like, I really want this. I don't know
I'm
why.
still really bitter about like Pushing Daisies being canceled.
Pushing Daisies
Yeah,
is
and
good.
that was
Yeah.
like how many years ago? I'm still really bitter.
Yeah, one of my things is my car is getting older now, and there's been a lot of repairs on it, and I used to like fret over like, God damn it, I gotta have this repaired, that repaired, and then I was like, wait a minute, I work in a car factory. Why am I buying these parts? Am I an idiot? I just walk up and like, oh, here we go. I'll take one of these.
Just do the Johnny Cash one piece at a time thing. I get it.
There's been a lunchbox is an amazing.
Isn't it?
It's almost like a TARDIS. It's like there's way more room in there than what you think.
Have you seen the Origins
Especially
of
when you need an
Lunchboxes?
entire like fuel assembly. Like that won't fit in there. Yeah, it will. We better end the podcast on this note before I get fired.
This is
Anyway.
all hypothetical, mind you.
Yeah.
This is all hypothetical. This has never really happened.
Yeah, this is an imaginary podcast. This
There's
is
no
a-
way to sneak out a radiator.
Nope, not gonna.
You
Yeah,
tried it, I know.
yeah. Aaron needs one. So it was a-
Yeah, I do need a starter. But you work for Ford. I have a Dodge. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I've made the last repair to my car.
Yeah. What was
what
that?
happened? Oh yeah, you got like a giant butt fuck on that deal, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had I thought it was the clutch was like sticking in, so I looked up online. It was like replace the master cylinder, so I did that, and it was still sticking. So I took it over to a transmission place, and they're basically everything on the clutch was broken. Every
Yeah.
part on the clutch was broken, and so they basically had to replace everything, including like some like the housing this thing. It was like $1,900 to
Yeah,
replace the
that's
whole thing.
fucking bullshit.
Because we had it replaced in Chicago by Firestone. They fucked it up there, but it was under warranty. So then they repaired it here. They fucked it up again there because the guy went through everything. He was like, "Here's where they just like threw shit together. They threaded things the wrong way and like just yeah." So
Yeah, I'd be if it was me. You know, I don't know. I'm a different kind of cat, but I'd be burning someplace down. But anyway.
but yeah, that was the last repair ever for that car, or at least professional repair. All right,
Well, this week for the American Green Factory podcast, this is Nathan.
this is Conlon.
Matt,
Aaron.
thanks for listening and watching me fall on my ass.
Goodbye, America.
Goodbye. Colin, sorry about your chair.
It's all right.
So guess what? Since I
It's a-
broke your
it's a
chair,
tradition.
You're getting 2 free boxes of cookies. We're not